hit subscribe. Subscribe to my guy, Uncle D. Tell him Big Bass sent you.
I'm an attorney here in Houston, Texas, an advocate for black men, largely because I am a black man. I'm a black father, I have black sons. Hey man, I do what I do. My name is Dennis Sperling. I'm an attorney here in Houston, Texas. My mandate is to be an advocate for black men, largely because I am a black man. I'm a black father, I have black sons, and I want to make sure that the issues confronting black men are defended, protected, enunciated, spoke upon by black men who have a vested interest in the black community. And so my draw to the Black Manosphere, or YouTube in general, to use my voice, my wisdom, my experience, was solely because black men weren't being heard. But they're hearing us now. They're hearing us as to our issues related to modern relationships, politics, education, finance, and so many other things. And I'm extremely proud of these gentlemen. I'm extremely proud of the people who put this together. It is a wonderful event, and I look forward to attending in the years to come. Hey man, I do what I do.
We do not care if y'all go out of the country to find y'all a wife who is traditional.
Every day, more lies.
Looking at myself as I would see myself in the future. Looking up at my father, looking at his face and seeing my face.
People are so inclined to believe that black men are deadbeat fathers.
The f else you need?
I'm the black boogeyman villain that just came on. Something going wrong, I'm the one you put the blame on. Community is f***ed up, shame on me. Deadbeat daddy put the blame on me.
Black men actually.
That's why successful people move out of these areas where you have people who are, as far as I'm concerned, acting in degenerate manner. You robbing, you stealing. Your second, you always looking for an opportunity to prey on somebody else. Breaking in cars, selling drugs to your own people. Robbing, stealing. You can't have anything around people like that. You can't even have peace of mind. You always worried about somebody running up in your house, hurting your family. If you have daughters, you can't have them around these bunch of low-life, degenerate Pookie and Ray Ray types. All they're gonna do is turn those women out. Your daughters will be turned out, and she'll be another statistic. The problem that we have in the black community is we don't separate ourselves from the degenerates. We don't separate the upper class, the people, and it's not even about money. The people who have class and dignity are forced to hang out with the lowlife. Otherwise, you consider not down. You can't come to the cookout. Man, F the cookout.
Tell him we back, we working. Uncle D here, we working. On them tracks, I'm murking. Guess we black on purpose. Close my eyes, I'm purple. Never go white, no Urkel. Only real ones in my circle. Every impulse, fuck Herschel. Similac boy might burp you. Shit in your pamper, you smurf you. Bitch ass nigga need a curfew. Watch these lanes, they'll murk you. Ain't no homie won't jerk you. O's out here that surf you. Listen that right off Kirkwood. Big bass, that's my work good. Big thing poppin' no Lizzo. Blizzy King shit, yeah, Blizzo. Terrorist kid shit, hizzo. Tassel a bitch, let the kids go. Used to be fine where the hips go. Zoo time, now she a hippo. 60 years old, now she wanna get a shit pro.
Was that if you're over 38 and you haven't married or something like that, that you're no good and disposable? To me, it was a shock jock. And, you know, I hope this is teaching folks a lesson about the karma. So, you know, the fact that he killed over real quick and was supposedly with a woman that we don't yet know the nationality.
Shut up, Vivica Fox. Who gives a shit what you give, Vivica Fox? You can't keep a man.
Many months later.
What are you looking for at this stage, this point?
A partner.
Yeah.
And when I say a partner, I want someone that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
That's not intimidated by who and what I am.
Yeah.
That likes to travel.
Yeah.
Going to let me go shopping.
Yeah.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
Flooding out here, no sprinkles. Kids in the car, need tinkle. Looking for a man full of wrinkles. She wanna touch them ankles. Remember that body was sizzle. Niggas used to pay for the bizzle. Now we we don't lock no hizzo. It's out here, drizzle.
It's cold outside, it's a blizzard, it's a blizzard. Don't go outside, they may get you, they may get you. You know black women, they go missing, they go missing. A hard head makes a soul ass, you won't listen. It's cold outside, it's a blizzard, it's a blizzard. Don't go outside, they may get you, they may get you. You know black women, they go missing, they go missing. A hard head makes a soul ass when you don't listen.
What do you think is going to happen when they start incarcerating black women? Those who didn't get caught up in that hood rat behavior. You a good girl, and you hanging out with these hood rats. You a decent woman, and you feel that in order to fit in, you got to do all this extroverted sexual behavior just to try to fit in with these grimy, low-life scallywags out here. That's not you.
Brother Spurley. Brother Spurley met his fiance in my mixed group, and she was doing her thing, Ivy League educated, beautiful sister. He's a successful attorney. Now he's like, shh, that's my wife. I'm gonna put her through law school. She's gonna become an attorney at my practice. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. I want to call you back to the sister.
What's up? Welcome everybody. Welcome to the broadcast. This is Uncle D, and I'd like to welcome you all to the Saturday Night Fights. We are about to go through the comment section, man. We're gonna go and have ourselves a good time tonight, man. I'm gonna open up the broadcast. I have nothing else to do today. I am well rested. I am ready to have these conversations, and I want to just give a shout out to everybody in the chat room. Big shout out to all my wrench mob. Big shout out to everybody. I think I see Mr. 43TX. Big up to you. Who else we got in here, man? Just shout out to everybody. I hope you all have a great and wonderful day. I hope you've enjoyed your Saturday. What we're gonna do it right now, man. And look, let me know if the sound is good, because I know I've been having some sound issues lately. I tried to work that out. You know, the YouTube trolls are doing their best to try to keep it weather down. But we're not gonna let the sound hold us back. So if the sound is cool, hit the number 1 button. If the sound is good, hit the number 1 button. Let me know. And again, I'm going to open up at some point. I'm going to open up the chat, and we're just going to chop it up, man. We're going to have a Saturday night fight, man. Critics and comment section. That's what we're going to do. Sound is not as good as it usually be. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I don't know what's going on with my sound, man. I really don't know. I'm doing the best I can. They're saying the sound is kind of hollow or something like that. I'm going to have to really get somebody up here to take a look at that. I don't know. I don't know. I can play with it a little bit, but in the meantime, family, let's just go and keep pushing. I want to, as I told you guys before, this is the Saturday Night Fights, and I've actually mentioned this before. I've said on a couple of occasions that, it's so much going on right now. It's almost hard even to keep up with it. Every day is something new. Every week it's another issue laid on top of the last one. So tonight, instead of trying to chase everything, I'm going to take the opportunity to deal with a few things head on. Number one, we're going to talk about some hot topics, things that have been circulating all week, things people have been emotional about, and things that some folks have been critical of what I say. And I want to be clear from the start. The lines are going to be open, and if you disagree with me, if you've taken an issue with something I said this week or last week or whenever, if you think I'm wrong, you think I'm misleading, I think I'm out of pocket, then it's your opportunity. You're welcome to come in and say what you have to say and make the case. You did? But understand this, we're going to deal with facts, logic, and accountability, not feelings, not talking points. I'm not here to shout people down. I'm not here to dodge smoke either. So welcome to the broadcast. And let's go ahead and dig in. Now, the first thing, just go ahead and get things going. Let me see something. I'm going to make sure I got the correct mic up. I'm going to make sure you guys can hear me. I'm going to load my mic up again. I'm going to test the mic. Y'all let me know if you can hear the mic. Mic check. Mic check. Can you hear me? The mic is on. Mic check. Is that better? Is that a better microphone? You guys, is the sound clearer now? And y'all saying it's an echo. Does it sound clearer now? Does it sound clear now? I'm changing my microphone. The internet elf told me to change my microphone. Is it better? Somebody said much better. Did that clear it up real good? Okay, y'all remind me. Uncle D put it on default. It sounds like a machine running in the back. Does it still sound like the machine running in the background? Say somebody said what that. Does it still sound like the machine running in the background? What about now? Can you guys hear me now? Is it better now? Is that a better microphone? Mic check, mic check. Is that better? Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can do it. Okay. Let me see. Let me see if I can get this. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and play some noises in the background still. What I think I'll do, just to kind of cancel that out a little bit, just to make it a little less unappealing, I'll play some music in the background real quick, okay? All right. Yeah, we'll get that going on in the background. Okay? All right, just get a roadcaster sound. I got the roadcaster sound like input prop. Yeah, that's what I got. I don't know which one of these buttons I need to push. Play one. That's the only thing. I don't know which one of these input buttons need to be pushed because I didn't set this up for myself. I had some other folks set it up for me. And so my input is not doing what the input should do. Okay? So, anyway. Okay. Old sound could be a cable. Okay, somebody says it could be a cable. You're probably right. It could definitely be a cable. Could be a cable. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, all right. So what we're going to do is, I'm just going to go back to where I was before. And if you guys can hear me, we're just going to work with what we have until I can get the technician over here to kind of do it. Somebody saying it's especially roadcaster. Probably could be. I think I got a solution real quick, just so I can kind of see it myself. Let me see if I can get my son to help me out real quick. What's up, young man? Come over here real quick for me. Come help daddy out. We're live. Dennis, come here for me. All right. I'm gonna change the setting a couple times. Yeah, come on, say hi to everybody. What's up? This is my son here. What's up? What's up? He's up here. Don't tell me when it clears up. All right, I'm gonna try some different mics. Stop right there. All right, how's that sound? Mic check. Is that clear? Is that clear? Is it a little better? Mic check. Mic check. Is it the same? It sounds better. Remove the music. Okay, somebody says. I appreciate you guys working with me, man. Y'all can criticize me about this too. All right, Mike, is that clear, you guys? Is that clear? Or does it still sound hollow in the back? Okay, all right, we're doing this live. Okay, family. Well, either way, I'm going to have to work this issue out at some point. Just shout out to Young Dennis. Yeah, man, come over. Yeah, thank you, son. Come over here. We somebody gave you a shout out. Yeah, I got him. Yeah, come on down here. What's some of psychologist going? Yeah, come on in here and tell us. Chemistry and calculus. Yes, sir. So you want to say anything? Ever seen everybody out here? Don't let the ladies see your taco meat, son. These ladies are thirsty out here. You young, handsome, strong young man, boy. You're gonna be getting a lot of. They're gonna hunt you down on the Instagram. But yes, college? Tell us, what is it? Calculus and chemistry? Engineering. So he's working on what is it called? Civil engineering, and that is the study of what specifically?
Well, it's like
You can take a knee. You don't want to
civil engineering is like really it's water.
Mm-hmm.
It's a water infrastructure, buildings, solar energy.
A lot of math.
Yeah.
It's a lot of math. What else? Concrete.
Yeah,
You talk about
highways,
concrete.
bridges, infrastructure.
Roadways, highways, bridges. That's
And
good.
also arts.
Why you ain't got no gas? Why you ain't got no gas? I've been trying to see you got gas for you. I mean, you ain't got no gas for you. They distraction. But you know, my wife be doing all the cooking around here. You need to get your own gas for you. Cooking for me. You gonna wear my wife out and leave, and she don't want to cook for you. I mean, you get all the good food. You get the big piece of chicken now. Yeah. You get the big piece of chicken. I gotta eat this quinoa. I'm on a diet. I don't like being on a diet. I like chicken fried. I like some smothered chicken. That'd be hungry. You know I'm hungry. It's the truth. I'm hungry all the time. And then I guess you know what you said I could like it. Do you listen to me when I be on the internet, streaming the internet? You can hear me. That does not sound like a compliment, sir. You can hear me. What are you hearing me saying? What is it you hear me yelling? You hear me yelling at the internet at night? See the disrespect I gotta do. I'm teaching people. I'm teaching the people history, like Black history. Foundational Black America. You know what I mean when I say foundational Black America? Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. I think I understand what's going on. So I got the mic set up. What's wrong with that? What am I doing wrong? This is the roadcast. Is it too high? Or maybe that's it. Hey, is that better? You guys, I think I figured out what happened. You an engineer, fix my stuff. Come on, fix my little gadgets. You taking more engineering classes than me, man. Anyway, thanks, sir. I appreciate your time. That's a nice road. Where you get that from? It wasn't meant for you. Who was it meant for? Where you get that road from? It looked like it showed up around Christmas Day. And it might have been for somebody else, but somebody else couldn't quite get in it. Somebody. Who's that? Where you get that? What's that? That's good, huh? What is that called? What is that? That's it. Oh, you got that Dolce & Gabbana. You can afford Dolce & Gabbana on your college tuition money. Where you get the Dolce & Gabbana from? Oh, you got regifted? Is that what happened? What happened? Tell everybody in TV land, in YouTube land, how you end up with the Dolce & Gabbana logo. Come on in, tell the truth, son. Tell the truth. It was an unintentional truth. So what had happened was, Daddy bought himself a royal blue Dolce & Gabbana robe, okay? And it was 1X too small for Daddy. I forgot that I'm not a small European man. And so he was able to fit the very expensive Dolce & Gabbana robe. And he took it. He didn't say, oh no, Dad, just you can hold on to it, Daddy. Don't worry about it. No, he took it. And you can wear it. Yeah, he said, go ahead, tell him. This is a nice robe. Just take all my nice stuff. Where's Moses? Get your business. You don't like it. You don't like it. Watch you. Wearing my robe. That's supposed to be my robe. Don't wear none of my alligators either. Leave my alligator shoes alone. I know y'all been looking at my green alligator shoes around here. Anyway, is the sound clear? Let me see if the sound is. Does the sound better now? Wearing my damn robe. I was gonna have these green alligator shoes. I had these green shop. And I was gonna be walking around with the green alligator shoes on and my Dolce & Gabbana robe. Clean, boy. Y'all don't want to see me. Y'all don't know what class is. I tell these youngsters. I tell them all the time. They don't know what class and dignity is. They don't know at all. Mic check. Yeah. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that thing is in the background. Mic check. Mic check. Yeah. Well, anyway, family, somebody said it sound clear. Let's go ahead and proceed before we're going to do the best we can with what we got. We've been messing around for 21 minutes. And I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat room. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Big shout out to my son. I told him, man, if he wants to go to law school. I said, well, you're going to go to undergrad and try to get something in STEM, so it was either that, or STEM, or maybe go to business or something like that. And he chose that. I'm like, cool, man. Cool. All right. So first up, let me go ahead and play this video. As you guys know, for years, foundational Black Americans were treated as a theoretical concept. Okay. Something dismissed. Oh, that's just internet debate. That's fringe. They work for MAGA. You remember what they were saying. Somebody type FBA in the chat room. Or just some online talking points that could be ignored when inconvenient. But see, here's the thing, that era is over. What are we witnessing now is formal delineation of Black America, not by activists alone, but by mass media, legacy institutions, and political language itself. And once language shifts at that level, policy inevitably follows. And so recently, an ABC News reporter explicitly referenced the contributions and ingenuity of foundational Black Americans. That moment matters. It wasn't accidental and it wasn't casual. And the clip went viral precisely because it confirmed what many have tried to deny for years. FBA is no longer a self-described identity. It is being externally recognized. And once legacy media begins making distinctions, those distinctions become normalized. And once normalized, they become institutional. And once institutionalized, they become law. And see, this is how every major political shift in America begins. Words, policy, law. And at that point, debate is no longer academic. I actually have the video. You guys hit the number 1 button. Let me know you can hear the video clearly. I'm going to go ahead and play it real quick. Somebody type flat blackness in the chat room. Somebody type flat blackness in the chat room. I'm going to explain it. Y'all keep
highlighting foundational Black Americans whose ingenuity, innovations, and labor play a critical role in American culture and infrastructure, including Alexander Miles, who invented automatic elevator doors in 1887, and Garrett Morgan.
You guys hear that? Somebody saying that the volume is low. You can't hear that? Somebody telling me they can't hear. Y'all can't hear that? I can hear it. Can you hear it? Let me know if you can hear it. I can hear it pretty good. Let me know if you can hear it. All right, let's play it again.
Who invented the 3-light traffic signal in 1923. And our next guest is working to ensure that foundational Black Americans' contributions are known.
Before the modern day toilet, the can, the pot, the throne, the john, whatever you call it, going to the bathroom used to be messy, uncomfortable, it smelled bad, and it could also spread disease. All that began to change because the foundational Black American invented.
I mean, you guys hear the shout out to Brother Tariq Nasheed, man. He's been pushing this so long, and I appreciate what the brother's doing, whether you like him or not. It's great work, and it shows how the world works. Did I give a shout out to the first person who contributed? Shout out to Mr. 43TX. He says, shout out to the young man. Thank you so much. Let me acknowledge you for being the first person to contribute to the super chat, man. You are a real winner. You're a real MVP out here in these YouTube streets. But let's get back to it. What I was saying is, so now you have ABC, which is one of the big three: NBC, ABC, CBS, legacy media, mass media, traditional media, mentioning FBA. So it's here. It's not going anywhere. All right, y'all hit the number 1 button, and we'll keep it pushing. All right.
Invented the modern indoor toilet, and his name was Thomas Elkin.
Yeah, thank goodness for Thomas Elkin. And that is just one of many videos made by author and creator of foundational Black American legacy, Teresa Allman. She joined.
All right, so you guys see, all right, you see it's really a thing now, okay? So all you folks out there who say, oh, this is just on the internet, I ain't really, it didn't do it. You know, all that naysaying, it didn't work. It's the real deal. So we went from being American Negro, we went from being that to Black, which was just basically a flat black. Then we went African American, which is another form of flat Africanness or flat Blackness. And now we have our own distinction. So why this matters? So this delineation could not have come at a more critical time, okay? Because for years, Black History Month has been under constant pressure to be diluted, slowly infused with African history, Caribbean history, and every other group that considers itself Black. And until Black American history becomes just one, until Black history was just going to become one vague subsection of a global undefined Blackness. And so that process was intentional. When everyone is included, nothing is centered. When everything is Black history, Black American history becomes optional. And when Black American history is optional, Black American issues disappear. And this recognition comes just in a time to save Black American History Month from becoming flat, meaningless celebration of all Blackness everywhere, which in practice means it stands for nothing at all. Now, we can focus where the focus belongs: foundational Black American history, foundational Black American issues, foundational Black American politics. But that flat Blackness is finished. Somebody type flat Blackness in the chat room. And I originally heard this from Dr. Tia Johnson, but it's good to apply it abroad. You guys type flat Blackness in the chat room if you heard that term. That's over, okay? That is over. We are not all one people. We do not all have the same history. We do not all have the same culture, okay? Now, the idea of a single undifferentiated flat Blackness where everyone of African descent is politically interchangeable is dead now. It had utility for a time, but that utility was never mutual. Flat Blackness functioned primarily as a vehicle, not a community, okay? And the thing about it is, we dealt with that because it was convenient for a while, okay? It functioned, but it also allowed others to attach themselves to the historical struggles and sacrifices and political capital of Black Americans while contributing little to the foundation that created those gains. And that hustle is over. And the truth is, that's what it was. So foundational Black Americans are not simply people who are Black in America. We are a distinct group, a unique historical lineage rooted in U.S. chattel slavery, a shared cultural development forged under American law and racial caste, a political history that includes Reconstruction, Jim Crow, civil rights, and modern Black politics, a material claim to the country that is not symbolic of constitutional and generational. Yes, we are of African descent. I'm not one of these people who is going to ignore the DNA test to tell you that Black Americans are largely of African descent. I know you have a contingent of people out there who interpret native or indigenous to mean that we are not African. Well, where did we come from? Did we come from Europe? Is that what y'all saying? Did you say we just cropped up out the earth here? I don't think so. Okay, I don't think that's how that works. All right. And besides, the same DNA test that your baby mama used to determine that you was the baby daddy is the same DNA test they use to determine what your ethnicity is. Okay, so let's stop lying about it. I can look at your big nose and your skin color and tell you that you are not a European, okay, or a Native American in the sense of those people who migrated here from Asia some thousands of years ago. Shout out to Red Signal. Thank you so much. But anyway, yeah, this is right. That's the first time we renamed ourselves in 400 years appropriately. So again, like I said, yes, we are of African descent, but we're not Africans. Just as African Americans are not Jamaicans and Nigerians and Haitians and Ghanaians aren't foundation of Black Americans. Ancestry does not erase ethnicity. Shared skin tone doesn't equal shared history, and pretending otherwise has only diluted Black American political power. And so, we've seen dilution play out before. They tried to take Essence Fest. Remember they tried to steal Essence Festival from us? Huh? And Black American cultural spaces and rebrand them with this flat Black celebration of all Blackness around the world. That's like people showing up to your house to have a party for themselves. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I want. You plan a birthday party and everybody else show up with a birthday cake, and instead of celebrating your own holiday that's personal to you, you end up celebrating everybody else's holiday. That's not cool. You understand me? Look, all Blackness around the world, African, Caribbean, immigrant, diaspora, everyone folded in under one banner. And as a result, it meant nothing. No specific history, no specific policy demands, no specific accountability, just vibes, aesthetics, symbolism, completely detached from people whose labor, blood, and political struggle created those platforms in the first place. Blackness doesn't honor Black Americans, it consumes Black Americans. Okay? And so now what makes this moment different is not that the foundation of Black Americans are asserting themselves. We've already done that. Okay, what's different is that the recognition is now external. Now you have legacy media acknowledging distinctions. You got right-wing media exploiting those distinctions. You heard Tucker Carlson do it, right? Political conversations are quietly adjusted to those distinctions. And when both sides of the media ecosystem are using the same language, you can be certain that the bureaucracy is already taking notes. Okay? And this is why panic is setting in, because once the state begins to distinguish who Black Americans are, policy is for, right? I.e. the 14th Amendment, DEI, but all that other stuff, that the era of coattail riding, immigration narratives, DEI allocations, right? All the reparations discussions, voting blocks, and political representation, all that changed when ethnicity is clearly defined. And so flat Blackness was useful precisely because it blurred those lines. Okay, and clarity destroys that advantage. Now, no more tethering. Okay, you can't. You're not going to be able to tether to our existence. FBA are done allowing others to tether themselves to our identities, our struggle, and our moral authority, while disclaiming the responsibility for the cost that we built it. You understand? You can't, on one hand, call us coppers and talk about us being slaves and we're descended from slaves, and then on the other hand, benefit from what our ancestors did for us, the same ancestors we're talking about, the children of the ancestors. You understand? So we did better as slaves than Africa did free. You did? I want you to think about that, man. Real talk. Okay? And that's not going to happen anymore. Claiming Black American victories and rejecting Black American obligations. They leverage our civil rights history and undermine our political goals. And speaking for Black Americans while denying our specificity, we're not a costume that you can wear. We're not a launch pad for you to take off. And we're not going to be your proxy. We are a people. You understand? And here at this point, we need to be clear about something that has been deliberately blurred for years. Foundational Black American History Month is not the same thing as a diaspora celebration. These things are not interchangeable. They do not serve the same purpose. And conflating the two has been one of the most effective ways to weaken Black American political clarity. Shout out to Ron Robbins. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Gifts. Have you guys joined the hey, what's up, Victoria Bizarre. Thank you so much, baby. Have you guys joined the membership? All my videos, all that old stuff that I used to do, good stuff, man. You know, I broke down how you become the man around town and how you come into a city and really do it big. So you guys should check that out. You know, I don't brag about my wealth. I don't brag about my success. You know, I just, I don't do that. You know, I don't give people advice on money. I just come in here and talk to you guys about history, but my life speaks for itself. You know, like I told y'all the other day, I told my wife, I said, baby, I lived the life of 10 men. Don't cry for me. Y'all got to put me 6 feet deep, baby. Don't cry for me, baby. I've lived that life. I've had a blast. Now, you know, I don't typically come on the internet, and I don't do that. I'm not the type of braggadocious person. And y'all might see me pop out with some gators on. Okay, I might pop out with some gators, but I don't do that. But I would appreciate it if you guys would like to really know how I got to where I am. Much of what I did very early on in my YouTube career really demonstrated, you know, where this, you know, how this dude got to where he was. You know, that kind of demonstrated. Let me see one more thing. Yeah. I'm not seeing where they're showing the vertical screen. I see where they're showing the 16 by the 19. They're not doing the vertical. I'm gonna have to check on that too. But anyway, family, let's go ahead and get back to the business at hand. So again, when I talk about FBA and you know, when I talk about Foundational Black American History Month, again, they're not interchangeable. Okay, they don't serve the same purpose, and conflating the two has been one of the most effective ways to weaken what we have going on. You see, FBA History Month or Black American History Month, it exists to commemorate a specific people with a specific lineage who endured U.S. chattel slavery, Jim Crow, fought through Reconstruction, civil rights, built the political and cultural infrastructure under American law, racial caste system, fought every war that this country has ever fought, invented, it helped engineer, and the ingenuity that we have. You see, and that's what it's here to commemorate. And it's about what happened here in this country to our people and how that history shapes present day policy, wealth gaps, voting rights, and social outcomes. Diaspora celebrations of different. African history is African history, Caribbean history is Caribbean history. Immigrant success stories are immigrant success stories. And those histories matter, but they're not Black American history. And when diaspora narratives are folded into Black American History Month, the result is not inclusion, it's displacement. And the focus shifts away from U.S. slavery, U.S. racial caste, the U.S. policy obligations toward broad cultural symbolism, and it carries no specific political responsibility. And that's not accidental. You understand? So flat blackness allowed Black American History Month to be transformed from political accounting into cultural festival. And once you turn history into vibes and food and flags and fashion, reparations become divisive. And that's what you saw happen. And the politics become complicated. That's why you got a lot of these immigrants like Byron Donald, the governor of what's it called, Virginia. These people are against reparations. You were elected by the same people, but you don't want us to have our reparations. Okay. So anyway, again, FBA History Month is about U.S. slavery, the direct descendants, U.S. racial law, caste system, U.S. political exclusion, resistance, wealth extraction, unpaid labor, policy remedies owed to a specific group of people. It's not about being anti-African. It's not about being anti-Caribbean. It's not about being anti-immigrant unless you're anti-us. You understand? And so the diaspora community, you're free to celebrate your own histories. Why don't y'all have an African History Month or a Ghanaian History Month or a Jamaican History Month? Nobody's getting in the way of that. Okay? But FBAs are no longer obligated to dissolve our history into a flat, global, Black identity that erases our lineage, our claims, and our political leverage. Separation is not division, it's definition. And that definition is how power is built, how it's protected and passed on. You see my handsome son right here? Y'all, I'm trying to get rid of him. Okay? I'm trying to find him a cute little black girlfriend. Okay? Y'all can find me a little African beat. I'm trying to get rid of him. One president that can cook. Okay? She can be chubby. He likes to exercise. You know, I'm treated just like if I had a daughter. Okay, but anyway, like I said, this is how power is passed down. You see, and I want my son to have his own identity. You understand me? And that's how power is built. And that's how it's protected. So F Foundational Black American History Month, it exists so that our history, our children, don't get swallowed up and repackaged and emptied out into nothingness. And and again, you see now the language is catching up. So anyway, where the critics at? We're gonna go ahead and get that started too. Make sure you come in, and man, I'm gonna open up the chat room after I get over these tough conversations that we have. And now, before I go any further, there's another something that I want to talk about. So Trump is at it again, man. And whatever your political leanings are, I'm gonna let y'all see this video. I have muted the sound, and what we're going to be looking at is a video where DJ Trump has somebody created, AI is killing it. AI is just doing too much, man. Let me see if I can get this video of Trump that he put up on his social media social media Truth Social. Let me see. I'm gonna play this. I'm not gonna let the sound play because it basically it's the Lion King. You know what I mean? And like I don't want to get demonetized, but I will let y'all take a listen to this. You should be able to see it. Let me know if you guys can see this. I'm gonna sing along for it. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Rest my darling, don't cry my that's what the controversy is right there. They got Obama and his wife out there with the monkey uniform on, and that's Hillary Clinton with the and that's AOC. You know what I'm saying? So you got all his political opponents, right? Yeah, they mad. It's racism. Everybody getting clapped. Joe Biden with the baboon suit, and Kamala Harris is a turtle. Hakeem Jeffrey, and then they got Trump walking in as a lion. You see what I'm saying? And so you got folks there. It's for racism. Somebody type racism in the chat. Racism. And I get it. Look at Trump over there, man. Look at how they got it, man. Again, this is AI. AI did that. Okay, AI is the devil. You know what I'm saying? AI is gonna get us all. You understand me? Y'all, did you see that? Y'all hit the #1 button if you saw it. I'm gonna play it again. Mind you, this is set to the Lion King soundtrack. Rest my darling, don't cry, my darling. The lion sleeps tonight. That's cold. I mean, like, damn, he just everybody catches strays. Trump, everybody catches strays, man. He don't care no more. The man about 80 years old. Do you think he care? Look at Joe Biden. Look at that. Look at that. Kamala Harris. You got this dude singing. Who put this out? Who put this together? And that's Trump. Know what I mean? So I don't know which one that is. That's the pig or something like that, man. Oh, anyway, that's another thing we're gonna talk about. It's racism. So all my people who are Trump supporters, I voted for Trump, and I'm gonna tell you now, I vote for him again because I want low taxes. You see all these kids I got around here, goddamn Dolce & Gabbana, robes on. I gotta pay for all that. You know what I'm saying? So I need y'all to understand something. I'm voting my interests, not my feelings. Now, again, let me drive this point home, and I know we got some staunch Black Trump supporters in here, people who never support the Republican Party ever, and I'm not somebody who's a staunch Republican. I don't do that. I've been a Democrat my whole life. I just want low taxes, and I realize that I pay low taxes when we have a Republican in office on the federal level. Now, again, as I said, recently, Donald Trump, he posted that video on Truth Social, and his account depicting all his political opponents, Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden, and of course, depicting Barack Obama and Michelle Obama as monkeys, okay? in the jungle, right? It triggered. It had people triggered. Somebody type triggered. It was triggered a backlash. It wasn't simply satire, according to them. It was a political jab, clearly, and it was at Michelle and Barack, and they were depicted as apes. Okay, imagery that carries a long, ugly, and well-documented racist history in American culture. Look. Let me tell you something. Somebody says my mic is not working. Y'all, is my mic not working? Because it seems like people can hear me. It seems like the mic is. Did y'all hear when I say triggered? Somebody type triggered in the chat room. I think everybody can hear. My mic is working. We're just having some sound issues. I don't want to spend another 20 minutes dealing with that. Okay, family. So let's do this. Let's keep it pushing. Now, again, of course, you can predict the outrage. It was swift. The outrage was swift. The video was initially brushed off as a meme or satire, but after the backlash, okay, after the backlash from the Democrats and the civil rights groups, even some Republicans, the post was deleted. All right, and Trump has he's made it clear he's not going to apologize. Okay, saying he didn't personally make the video. He didn't fully review it, and he doesn't believe he did anything wrong. So he's not going to apologize. Okay, but before we rush to emotional outrage, there's a very important question that needs to be asked, and it's one most people are avoiding. Is this really our fight? Okay, why? Okay, people look, it's clear. The imagery itself is racist. Okay, it's quite racist, and there's a long history, documented history in America of depicting black people as monkeys or apes as a way to dehumanize us. And the imagery used to justify slavery and segregation and pseudo-scientific racial hierarchy. So when people reacted strongly, they weren't imagining things or being overly sensitive. They were responding to real historical patterns. Civil rights organizations, black political leaders, all these people, even Tim Scott, right? He just was hoping it was fake, because that's Barack Obama's favorite black person, apparently, But somebody's saying if y'all switch the browsers, it'll come through. But anyway, Tim Scott, Senator, and yes, it's very racist. Okay, but here's the thing I want y'all to ask yourself. And it's uncomfortable, and it gets skipped. Barack Obama is not a foundational black American. And I'm just talking to my FBAs. Type FBA in the chat room. He has said himself proudly that he's a father of Kenya and his mother's a white woman. And that makes Barack Obama, whatever you call it, some say biracial, some say otherwise, he's the son of an African immigrant, not a descendant of U.S. chattel slavery. He does not share the same lineage, the ethnic foundation, or historical claim as a foundation of black Americans. So this question becomes, when something like that happens, why are FBAs expected to automatically mobilize emotionally and politically as if this is a direct attack on us as a people? I mean, this is where flat blackness keeps confusing the issue. All right? Is the issue an FBA issue, or is it a political adversary issue? Donald Trump and Barack Obama are not friends. They are not allies. They're political adversaries. They have been for years. Trump publicly questioned Obama's his presidency and the legitimacy of his presidency. He pushed the whole birther narrative. He embarrassed him politically and openly mocked by Obama at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Y'all remember that? Do you all remember when Barack Obama roasted Trump at the White House Correspondents' Dinner years ago? And I personally believe that's what set up the vendetta. That's where it started. It's a no holds barred with these guys. And see, these people, these two men have been trading shots across the political battlefield for decades. So ask yourself, is Trump attacking black Americans here, or is he attacking Barack Obama and the people close to him, i.e. his wife? You see? And why is it our job to protect Barack Obama's wife? That's his wife. You understand? You see? I mean, they see each other as rivals, as enemies. And that distinction matters because foundational Black Americans keep getting pulled into defending people who do not share our lineage, our history, or our political priorities, simply because they occupy Black-facing position in America. You understand? Let me, and there's some other people who have something to say to folk. These are two of my favorite Instagram personalities, man. They are hilarious. I'm gonna let y'all listen to this. Y'all hit the #1 button if you can hear them clearly. Boom, here we go.
A little 44 with the monkey business. Buying 44 and his wife speaking on the fact that these white liberals out here are calling ice agents niggas with the hard ER. Where's the outrage about that? No, none at all. I could go on and on and on because, you know, I listened to the 19 minutes of that girl fighting for her life. I listened to the whole damn video. Where was the outrage then? They didn't even want to stand for the fucking parents. Where was the outrage when Jess Hilarious big head ass spoke on that little boy who got cancer, calling his hair patchy? Was Jess Hilarious the donkey of the day for that shit? Charlemagne? It was y'all outrage when Obama said, "Oh, well, we can't do reparations because it's gonna anger white people." As if your whole damn Congress wasn't majority of Democrats. They could have passed the bill for reparations then, but no. We gave millions of dollars to the Native American communities, though. You made sure that the Hispanics had what they need. You made sure that the LGBTQ had what they need. You made sure that the Asians had what they need. Why y'all wasn't outraged then? Why y'all wasn't outraged when they was handing over those babies to sponsors that they didn't do no background check? They was a damn Easter basket on Easter. Y'all didn't say nothing about that. Just handing kids over. I think Biden did the same shit.
All right, I'm listening. Where is she wrong at? You know, and this is the response that the Foundation of Black American People are giving. You know, things have changed.
Like he lost thousands of kids that we actually are finding right now. Y'all not saying nothing about that halfway in, halfway out shit. I like to pick and choose what the hell y'all want to be outraged about. How were y'all not outraged when Kathy Griffin literally had a video of her holding up Trump's head, severed head? Where was the outrage about that? Y'all done tried to unalive this man 2 times. Y'all went into his son's room, searched his whole house, put felonies on him that he actually ended up winning, and then y'all want to sit here and still want to call him a felon. Y'all looking at everything that's bad that y'all put out there about him, except for anything that's good. Y'all are some hateful people. And really, truth be told, Black Americans, y'all are the big disappointment. Because all while y'all been so focused on hating Trump, they been trauma bonding with your ass like a motherfucker. All while replacing your ass. It been replacing Black Americans in every damn sector that we could think about. It been literally handing over your legacy to everybody else. To the point to where you don't even know who Black no more. They literally got us out here celebrating Black history, which would not have happened had it.
Y'all listening to that? We don't even know who's Black anymore. Okay, this is why we are getting away from the flat Black.
Not been for Gerald Ford, a Republican, by the way. They got us out here celebrating Black history with people that don't even respect your history. People who literally say that you don't have a history, who say that you don't have a culture. You don't even know who is who because of these people that y'all standing with. So if you want to be outraged, go listen to that 19-minute video. Go listen to it, I dare you. Because the way that baby was fighting for her life is how we gonna fight for our country's life. Just sucks that everybody ain't a monolith on that.
Well, she gave it to us, right? And here's another one, another Black, I think the brother is from New Orleans. Y'all hit the #1 button if you can hear it clearly.
Your whole year fucked up because he posted the fucking Obama monkey, huh? You know Joe Biden was in that same video with the fuck. I'm not taking up for now, nigga. I don't give a fuck. That shit don't fucking affect me. Obama didn't do shit for me to be taking up for that nigga. Fuck. I got family members I'm not gonna take up for. Just like Gorilla. You heard me? Just like Gorilla. I got family members I'm not fucking taking up for. Give a fuck what he posts about the motherfucking people that ain't did shit. Fuck, that nigga had 8 straight years and he had the LBGT on lock. Look at how they thriving right fucking now. You still marching and fucking stepping and you ain't got shit from that shit, but you mad about a post? It fucked your...
I'm sorry. Family friendly. Y'all please type family friendly. I know he's cooking, he's barbecuing, but family friendly because I'm trying to keep this PG-ish. All right, family friendly. You know, y'all saw my disclaimer. We do cuss a little bit over here. Okay.
Your life up? Grow the fuck up.
Right. Okay. Cool. So you see, you got a lot of Black people who are saying, "What are we tripping on? Like, yeah, it's clearly racist. Okay, but this is not the first time we've seen racist. Now, here's the thing I want y'all to understand. What actually matters in terms of power, all right? Trump isn't apologizing, not because he doesn't understand the backlash, but because there's no upside for him. From his perspective, he's already been sued, he's been investigated, he's been prosecuted, he's been publicly humiliated. I mean, the FBI ran up in this man's house, and basically the FBI ran up in this man's house. Y'all wonder why when he got in there, he was firing people left and right? That's why these same people, they didn't know. They thought he was, he wasn't gonna win, and he came back. But he's been dragged through the media for nearly a decade. The man is 80 years old, and he's not trying to be liked by people who already hate him and who will never like him. And apologizing it's a signal of weakness. Shout out to my man C.G. Marsh. And to his base is not strength. So he doubles down, he deflects, he shrugs. And that's not accidental, that's strategy. Now, this moment tells us a lot, not just about Trump, but it's about power and how power works in modern America. And the thing is, I'm going to tell y'all something, man. One of the last conversations I had with Kevin Samuels before he passed away, he said, Dennis, you've mastered something that most black people haven't. You understand how power works. And see, a lot of people, they talk about power, but they don't really understand how it works. And see, here's the thing you all have to understand. There's something in me, that makes you all say, I want to listen to what this dude is talking about. There's no frills. It's just a dude, a microphone. I've had the same background for the past 6 years. I don't need to do anything else because everything you guys, you're not hearing this anywhere. You're definitely not hearing it from a black man. You're not hearing it from somebody that looks like you. And so that's why you all are here. And I think Kevin Samuels pointed that out very early to me. And I'm like, man, what you talking about? I want to talk about relationships and stuff because that's what people want to see. That's what they paying the super chats for. Because as y'all can see, I ain't got the 3 super chats. I got $5, $2, and $4. So I basically work for an hour. I'm working with $8 an hour. Because you all are difficult to teach. But bottom line is, that's what I'm doing here. And that's what you all understand. This is how power works. And the problem is you got a lot of black people who really don't understand how power works, but having practiced law for 26 years, dealt with some of the most powerful corporations in in the world. And see, it's not like I work for them. I sued them. I sue them. Whether we're talking about insurance companies, big businesses, I sue them for people. And I'm very successful at it. You understand? And so because of that, I understand how power works. I know how to negotiate. I'm not afraid when the big money comes in. I'm not going to flinch. It's just another number to me, you see? And before you can even understand how power works, you got to get over that, oh my God, oh man, you can go in the office and their table costs more than your car. You understand? The office furniture for 1/4 of the building costs more than your house. And they do that for a reason, to try to intimidate you, you see? But, once you get used to it, it's just like a rock. Shout out to my man, y'all. Oh, thank you so much, y'all kids. You're so sweet. Thank you so much for the $100 super sticker. You are a super chat. That is awesome. Thank you so much. He said, Blizzard King, I'm going to keep teaching. And I know there are people who are like, hey, what happened to the vertical screen? I'll work that out too. I don't know what's going on. I'm doing the best I can. I'm not a technical guy. I just get on here and spit these hot flames to try to, get y'all all nice and tune in to what's really going on behind the scenes. But anyway, I say all that to say, and I'm gonna make sure I give a shout out to everybody who's contributed to the super chat and the cash app. I got the cash app running across the bottom. I don't think we got it yet, but we'll deal with that towards the end. And again, I'm going to open up the link. I already had a chat room open. If anybody wants to come in, you're welcome to come in and hang out with me. Right now, I want to finish this spiel, which will be wrapping up in about 10 minutes after I go through some of these other things. And then we're going to kind of talk. I want the critics, where the critics at, and we're going to talk about the comment section. But again, this moment tells us a lot of, not just about Trump, but also about power and how it works here. Okay, it shows us that race is still weaponized Imagery is we still use it in politics, but it's often without clarity about who actually is being represented. All right, and social media has removed all the filters. Everything is permanent and violent. Outrage is really changes any policy. It just reinforces tribal loyalty. And as far as foundational Black Americans, we're repeatedly expected to carry the emotional labor for people outside of our lineage. You understand? You think about something. Barack Obama specifically said he's not going to do anything for Black people. You remember when that him and Kamala Harris said that, all right? But he did things for other people, right? And so this isn't just a cheap meme going wrong. It's a reminder that FBA need to be far more selective about what we emotionally and politically invest in. That's not our fight. I don't care what you say. Yes, racism is real. The video he put up was highly bigoted. The imagery was ugly. But no, every incident involving someone who looks Black is not automatically an FBA issue. We are rested. Okay? And at some point, we have to stop reacting on autopilot and start asking, who's this really about? Who benefits from the outrage? And what does that actually change for FBA or Black Americans? Because Trump isn't apologizing. He's not. Okay, and he doesn't need forgiveness from people who were never going to support him in the first place. And see, this controversy doesn't materially advance Black American policy of protection of power. And sometimes what looks like a racial issue is really just two political enemies fighting each other, and foundational Black Americans are being asked again to show up, make noise, and we're not going to get anything in return. And see, that part is worth talking about, and that's why I've done it. Now, are you guys enjoying this format? I know we're moving fast and furious. We're going to take a little turn to something I really ever talk about, but somebody type Glorilla in the chat room. Have y'all heard of Glorilla's sister? Did y'all see what Glorilla's sister did? Let me put Glorilla's sister up here real quick. I want you guys, well, let me explain what's going on. I want you guys to, and I know we're moving fast. The link is in the chat room for anybody who wants to come in here and chop it up with me. I'd like to get some critics, but anybody, you're welcome to come in. It's open, it's in the chat. Go ahead and join. So look, apparently someone claiming to be Glorilla's sister or twin sister has taken on social media, and she's trying to publicly shame Glorilla. Okay, she's trying to shame her. Let me let you see the video footage. I'm gonna let this is what she looked like right here. Okay, she got on the internet. All right.
Embarrassing it is.
That's her right there. Okay, I want you to take a look at them two. Okay, can y'all see? Can y'all see that? See? She said that she's publicly trying to shame Glorilla into giving her and each family member $2,500 apiece, $2,500. And the accusation floating around is that Glorilla bought her father a house in the Jaguar, but allegedly hasn't done anything for her mother or any of the rest of the people. And they've been with her since she was peeing in the bed. Okay, and we've seen this movie before. We saw the same thing happen to many an athlete. And it happens to successful people all the time. One person in the family makes it, and suddenly everyone else feels entitled to the money. You know, not opportunity, not guidance, but cash. Okay? And the key distinction, they don't want help getting a job. They don't want advice on how to build income. They want to learn how to create. They don't want to learn how to create anything. They just want the end product. They want the money. And I've always said that giving people money is a dead-end trap. And that truth is uncomfortable, but it needs to be said plainly. Some of your family members are going to be losers. Okay? All right? Not morally, not economically, mentally, or strategically. And most of the time, it's not the first time they've asked. Okay? What they really want is not empowerment, it's consumption. And if Glorilla offered her sister a job opportunity, access, or pathway to earn, I'm sure it would be there. But that's not what they're asking for. They want money. Okay? They want money they didn't earn. And that's no different than a woman who waits at the finish line for the best man after he's already done the work. And once you reach that finish line, you have choices. And one of those choices, you realize you don't owe anybody anything. You see? So let's take a look at the video. You guys hit the #1 button. Let me know if you can hear it clearly when it starts playing. And this is allegedly Glorilla's sister. I want y'all to take a look. Okay, look at these two people. I want y'all to look at Glorilla and Brorilla. Somebody type Brorilla in the chat room. Don't use my stuff, internet. I came up with that. Glorilla and Brorilla. Let's let Brorilla speak.
I'm talking about, you know how embarrassing it is to be at the club, mother. That's closer. And I walk outside to a Malibu. Y'all don't know how embarrassing that is. And I got to sit here and fly. Like, yeah, this is my other car. You know what I'm saying? The other one in the garage, and Cordova, and yeah. Them I'm saying, you have my whole face.
You have, no, she don't, sir. I mean, no. Let me tell you what I think this is about. Okay, I want y'all to, well, actually, what I really think this is about is the fact that this woman right here on the right, Glorilla, I mean, she's a pretty girl, and she's had a lot of work done recently. She got that nose fixed. That's what money does. And this one over here, I mean, they look similar, but they don't look like identical twins anymore. It looked to me like somebody is angry because somebody leveled up. Now, on the internet back in the day, we often talk about sexual marketplace value. You see? You understand what I'm saying? Are you guys following me where I'm going? It sounds like to me like Brorilla is a little bit angry with Glorilla because Glorilla has prettied herself up because that's what money allows you to do. Now, I'm going to go ahead and play this video. So this woman took it this far. She decided to go on TMZ and spill her beans on TMZ. Y'all hit the #1 button.
Your grievance that you feel that your sister has an obligation to share the wealth.
Hey, yeah, she got an obligation to share the wealth. We stay here, we struggle together.
We stay here, we struggle. Somebody spell struggle. I need somebody that spells good to say struggle. I need you to spell struggle for me. Okay, where's struggle at? Go ahead. I need some good spellers, ebonically inclined to spell struggle for me.
Took baths and bars of water, wrist roaches, all that. Yeah, she obligated. Is them friends obligated? She doing everything for them. So yeah, I feel like I'm obligated.
What is it you think she's not doing for the family? What is the... you're making it sound like there's a real...
Somebody said TMZ is trifling. They truly are. They are quite trifling for this. But let's keep going.
Financial hardship. Describe what you're talking about.
She's not doing netting. Netting.
Somebody spell netting for me. Somebody spell netting. Okay. So look, you see what we dealing with, right? Somebody spell netting. Let's keep going.
Nothing. She's not doing nothing for family. At all. She do little oohs and ahs for our parents or whatever, but barely nothing because my mama still clocking the clock at FedEx. No, she don't want to work.
My mama still, so basically interpretation, mama still works at FedEx. She do little oohs and ahs. She just not doing enough for you. That's basically what you're saying. Okay.
Gloria got y'all believing this.
Oh, you calling her by her real name, Gloria. Okay.
Fake ass, imaginary ass thing where she retired them. No, she did not. My dad retired because his time was up. She's supposed to have retired my mama, but she didn't. My mama still clocking the clock at FedEx.
Why does she owe it to you to support you and to support the family beyond what she wants to do? It's her money, right?
Because don't go on no interviews, talk about our struggle.
What you mean? It was her struggle. She said, so the justification for her feeling she deserves money is because Glorilla is talking about her personal history growing up in poverty. And so because of that, Glorilla feels as though she's entitled to be compensated since Glorilla is discussing events that she has firsthand knowledge of or participated in or experienced. That's what's being said.
You want to do that? That's not right. You don't sit here and talk about struggles, sit here and struggle with it. It's not one sibling. You got 9 other siblings. She get her money just because she got plenty other in Memphis. She getting money too. I got 2 siblings staying down there in Atlanta with her. that she treat them like housemaids.
Oh, so they're living in Atlanta with her and they're being treated. You mean they have to clean up and do chores around the house? Is that what you're saying? So you basically you don't want to do anything. So I'm assuming the offer was made for you to come go get treated like a slave, and you opted out and decided that instead you just want money. Let's go ahead and keep listening.
Y'all keep on painting this picture like she's just a good person and an upright person. She's not.
I don't think anybody has painted the picture that Glorilla, and I'm not saying she's not a good person or upright person. I don't think any of us have painted that picture, man. I think you might be mistaken. But obviously you want to disparage your relative's reputation, man. To me, that's what it seems like. To me, I'm just looking for myself. Okay, let's keep going.
So here's something that Glow pretty publicly did last year when your dad, you said he retired. His time was up, so he retired. And she bought him a brand new Jaguar as a retirement gift, right? And we saw this back in November. I mean, that's pretty nice to give someone a Jaguar, no?
Yeah, what picture of the Jaguar do you have?
You said what picture of the Jaguar? So are you saying that there is no Jaguar? Or are you asking us for photographs? Do you want them to prove with a photograph? That's the only evidence that you will deem acceptable in the court of public opinion. What about the publicly announced, I guess, social media posts? Is that sufficient? That the evidence is not good enough for you? So now she's trying to say she ain't, since they came up with the fact that the Glorilla bought a Jaguar for her father, that undermines her argument that she's not doing anything. Because notice she specifically said, my mama's still working at FedEx. Okay, great. Maybe she bought your mama something else. Maybe your mother is more car. But bottom line, that's her mom and her dad. Let them work that out. You're a sibling. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep listening, man.
I just know it's a white Jaguar.
What picture? What evidence do you have of the brand new Jaguar?
Are you saying that the Jaguar was not? She didn't actually give him a Jaguar?
It was nowhere near new. What evidence do you have?
She said it was nowhere near new. So now you've acknowledged that the Jaguar exists. You're just saying it wasn't new. So how can you then say, where you have pictures of the Jaguar, but you already acknowledged that there is a Jaguar, it's just not new. So what is it? Does it exist or is it just not new? I mean, you gotta pick a struggle here, miss, ma'am, sir. They, them. All right, let's keep going.
Have that brand new Jaguar.
There's an Instagram video
and
of it.
Of course, she gonna try to make it look good for y'all. My dad over there broke as a mother right now.
Let's say she.
You mad that she got that nose change? You mad she got that nose job, and you still got that original issue? I know what it is. Look, I got a big nose too. Look how big my nose is. Look at that. Okay, you stuck with that big nose. Your sister then went off and got the little, you got the nose and you mad. That's what it is. I know what the problem is. Let's put the photograph back up so y'all can see what Glorilla went on ahead and did. I know. You mad because she went out there and got the new improved nose. Okay, her nose is now, got some little freeways on each side of it. And you mad because you got that original edition. That's why you mad. That's what happened. You used to be able to be cute because y'all looked alike, but now y'all don't look alike. I mean, you look alike, but you don't look like her. You understand? You look like somebody. Okay. Why did somebody put Stud Keisha in the chat room? Y'all are ugly. That is so ugly to say. Who put Stud Keisha in the chat room? Y'all need to cut that out. Y'all need to stop with these defamatory names. You don't know anything about this young woman's sexuality. Y'all don't know what she is, okay? I'm just going to call her Glorilla, okay? Because they're relatives. And she dressed bodaciously, okay? Y'all are horrible out here in these streets. But we'll go back to it. But I know what the problem is. That's the problem right there. Okay, let's keep going.
As $2 million. How much of that does she owe to you and the rest of the family of that $2 million?
She can get all of it like $2,500 a piece.
How much?
$2,500.
Yeah, we'll take about 2,500. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Look at the look. I want you to hear the rest of the.
Like how for? That's it, just 2,500 flat, or is that a?
2,500 flat.
I think she would jump at that. I think if that's all you want, I think Glow might jump at that.
But imagine her being on for 4 years and not giving us zero, none at all.
What does your mom think about you going public with this?
I want y'all to hear this quote. This is a quote of the year.
This whole thing.
At the end of the day got to end.
What does that mean? At the end of the day, the day got in. Because I really thought about that. What does at the end of the day, the day got in? What does that mean? What does that mean? I don't understand what that means. At the end of the day, the day got in. I mean, I think that's self-explanatory. Please explain that. Maybe some of y'all can come in and explain to me. What do you mean? Are you joking, Stevie Wonder can see she's a stud? Sir, we're not in Passport King 77. We're not going to accuse this handsome young woman of being a person of an alternative lifestyle. We're not going to do that here. Okay, we're not going to do that. We don't know. We can't confirm that, sir. Passport King, thank you so much for the contribution. Let's go back to remember we left off at the end of the day. They got in. Okay, at the end of the day. So here's the thing, man. I've had to deal with this issue myself on many occasions. Okay, some of you, I think, when I cracked that $500,000 mark, around by 20, that's when the problems start. You ever heard that old song, "More Money, More Problems"? That's when the problems start. All right, and so again, what I'm trying to tell you is, I'm speaking from experience. Giving people money is a dead end trap. Okay, and the truth is uncomfortable, but it needs to be said. I'm saying to y'all, some of your family members are going to be, they're not going to be happy. Okay, no matter what you do. And what they really want is not empowerment, it's consumption. And if Glorilla offered her sister a job or opportunity, she probably wouldn't take it. You understand what I'm saying? And so what you're dealing with right now is resentment. When you give people money, they resent you anyway. If you don't give them enough, they call you cheap. If you give them too much, they keep coming back. If you cut it off, they say you changed. If you say no, off rip, they say you forgot where you came from and who your real friends are. It's really just a no-win situation, and you don't have to be a rapper to figure that out. You can be an engineer. You can be a lawyer. You can be a doctor. You can have your own business. You can have a nail shop. Okay. And that's why I don't give people money. And I'll give people opportunities, maybe. I'll help someone who's clearly trying to move forward, but grown people should not be receiving handouts as a lifestyle. And once someone is grown, money should be earned, not begged for. And see, again, here's the real, what's really happening underneath all this is your success makes people uncomfortable. When you come from the same environment, but you do twice as good or 3 times better, it forces them to look in the mirror, and they don't like what they see. Your success makes them feel inadequate, inferior, insecure, and people with false self-esteem, the kind that thought they were better than you, they take it to heart because now reality doesn't match their self-image, and that's where the resentment comes from. People want to talk down to you, but they got to look up at you. You see? And I said this in my books, Rules to Live By. People want to keep you in the box they brought you home in. Okay? They want you to stay the little brother, the nephew, the little homie. They want you locked into the same social and financial status forever because your growth disrupts their sense of control and familiarity. But things change. Success changes. Money changes power dynamics, success changes relationships, and growth makes people feel uncomfortable. And that doesn't mean you stop growing, it means you stop apologizing for it. So Glorilla doesn't owe anyone a stipend. She doesn't owe any grown people an allowance. And she certainly doesn't owe the public explanation for her private decision. If you want money, learn how to earn it. If you want respect, build something. And if someone makes it out and you didn't answer the answer isn't entitlement, it's accountability. Because once you make it, you're no longer required to carry people who refuse to walk themselves. Not everybody's gonna make it. You understand? Now I'm about to go into the last section, and the link is in the chat room. So if you guys want to come in here, you're gonna have to come in now, okay? Because we're about to fill up in here, and I want to get people to go ahead and get lined up. I'll take a few questions, but the last thing I want to talk about is something that I've been watching. Somebody type Nicki Minaj in the chat room. So Nicki, all right, Nicki decided she was gonna help run the fade with Trump. Anybody run up get knocked down. Okay, and interesting enough, an article came out. Basically, it's saying a lot of people, a lot of Nicki Minaj fans, and I'm gonna try to find the argument. Find the page. Nicki Minaj fans are giving up on the Democratic Party. And again, I don't tell people how to vote over here, okay? I tell you to vote your interest. Somebody type vote your interest in the chat room, all right? I don't tell people how to vote. I tell people to vote their interests, okay? Now, I'm gonna share this video with you guys. You guys take a look at this. All right, and not video, but this was on February 7th. Nicki Minaj fans said they're leaving Democrat Party as rapper politics spark backlash. So this was what's going on, okay? And that's the picture that they're posting up. You see Nicki and DJ T47. First of all, DJ T47 is the hottest rapper in America right now, okay? He's the hottest rapper in America. He's getting all the press. He's the rapper, okay? I just want y'all to be mindful of that. He is the one that everybody's looking at, okay? So, now I think you all will begin to understand what's really going on here, okay? So let me kind of break it down for you, because again, I like to explain things from a perspective. Poor people, people without power, people who haven't been exposed to power, when you see what folk doing, you're judging them from a moral lens, and that's not how people with power operate. People with money want to hold on to it. People with a lot of money want to hold on to it a lot. And so again, look, family, for decades, Black Americans are asked to show up reliably while receiving, basically generalized, really nothing from the Democrat Party. Okay. Now let me break this down for you guys. Y'all keep that in mind. There's nothing confusing to me about what Nicki Minaj's political position is, no matter how hard people pretend otherwise. See, this wasn't impulse, it was not reckless, and it wasn't uninformed. It was informed by reality. I want y'all to listen to me very carefully. Nicki Minaj operates at a level where decisions are not made off vibes or timelines. She exists in rooms where polling is discussed, trends are tracked, and shifts are anticipated before they become mainstream conversation. She didn't stumble into this moment. She's regular. The woman's a multimillionaire. You don't think she has people around her telling her which way things are headed? And see, Black Americans, particularly those grounded in lineage and outcomes, are losing our attachment to the Democrat Party. Not because we're being radicalized and not because we're confused. We are not confused, but because, we're reassessing loyalty through the lens of results. Are y'all following me? So what Nicki did, what she did was not lead a movement. She positioned herself ahead of it already moving occurring. And that's not being early, it's actually being precise. So the sharpest criticism hasn't come from political opponents or ideology or ideological rivals. It's come from people unwilling to accept that Black Americans, specifically foundational Black Americans, are not openly interrogating the Democrat. We're not fully consumed with the Democrat platform anymore. And see, and so that's why the objections, they're not concrete, they're very vague. They just don't like her standing with her. It sends a bad message. You see? Now, for decades, black folk, we've been asked to show up. We've heard this generalized rhetoric, and the arrangement that the Democrats have provided support us, vote blue no matter who. Everything was repackaged as universal benefit, broad coalitions, y'all heard them, diffuse accountability. And the effect was predictable. Black Americans became one group among many with no distinct political leverage, no enforceable obligation owed. And that reckoning didn't start with Nicki Minaj, it reached her. You see, visibility doesn't create momentum, it exposes it. When someone of Nicki Minaj's stature expresses support for policies or public figures traditionally rejected by cultural consensus, it destabilizes assumptions. See, not because positions themselves are shocking, but because they reveal how fragile, this conformity is. Okay? And so her supporters, they reacted online. Now, again, you guys remember when Nicki was on, she's in these YouTube spaces. And how do we know that? Y'all remember when Nicki came through and she was on Kevin Samuels Live on what is it called? Is that Instagram? She's in these spaces. All right. She probably watches people like me who talk to black people all the time. She understands the language of leverage. She knows that black Americans are beginning to question this long-standing alignment with the Democrat Party. Immigration, identity politics, economics, incentives. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, so, she didn't abandon black people. She just responded to the political landscape. And black Americans have been quietly navigating that way and away from the Democrat Party. And that's what you see happening. So, that being the case, we got a couple of people in the chat room. I'm going to go ahead and let one brother in here. I've seen him on many occasions before. The link is in the chat room. Anybody want to come in? What's up, Lee? How you doing, man?
Doing all right. Just chiming in.
All right. Good to see you. These are Saturday night fights, man. What you want to fight me about?
When have I ever came to fight? I only congratulate.
Oh, man, I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that.
It is a rare thing nowadays to actually have some, again, intellectual levity when speaking on these situations.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone gets emotional, this, that. Come on. I've gotten emotional myself, but mine's a different case when it comes to traumas and other things. But it's just like last night when I saw one of your lives when talking on how some black folk were talking about the Epstein leaks and worrying about, he didn't get the black. Excuse me? This is when you should be thanking racism.
Right.
Thank you, racism. I'm a double N-word, and I don't need to be around a bunch of weirdos who want to, and all that other stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's peculiar, man. It's like we have such low self-esteem that we want to be traumatized just so we can say we were chosen to be traumatized. That's like saying, yeah, who's getting kidnapped? Me, please kidnap me. I want to be kidnapped too. Nah, that ain't. You can get out of that line.
I want to give a little bit of logic that most don't think about. Not just the fact on rejection is protection, but here's a fun little fact you don't think about. They don't want you around. Well, guess what? You free. You don't got to worry about them coming near you, coming around you. You could do whatever you want under the Most High King's guidance. So, excuse me. There's something freeing when you understand this. You're not being peer pressured. You're not being wanted to be a part of weird stuff. You ain't doing the stuff everybody else is doing. So be proud about that. Another thing I want to give congratulations on is when I'm watching this stuff on Black History, these are parts I never knew. I never knew. Look, I only know the typical, like this. I ain't afraid to admit when it's just, the typical stuff. Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman. But when I'm learning the deeper knowledge and then what it was for us to survive, and then these little things I never thought about, but I now understand why I have a certain feeling. Such as, when we have the, you good? Or, Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, maybe
Our own little coded language where we're able to detect stuff. This is now natural to me. I never knew why I could understand it, but now that I do, I'm like, dang, that is a language within a language.
See, the thing is, man, this information is studied. Like my wife, she attended a very the oldest liberal arts university in America on the East Coast, deep in Massachusetts somewhere. You wouldn't even they don't have a football team, basketball team, none of that. And I got the book from her, that the book Pursuit of Happiness, where they talked about African American or Black women traveling to Jamaica to explore their sexual needs, and say basically to get the bamboo. You know, I did a broadcast on that several years ago when the passport bro movement became popular. And
I think I remember, because
Yeah.
when you covered that, look,
Mhm.
I don't even want to go into jokes about it anymore, because at the end of the day, we could have all these fights, but it's just a thing. It's just sad when we see these actions and reactions going on.
Yeah.
We need to work together, but you also got to remember one of the core things. We have that strength, but there's another part. There's also strength in knowing we got each other's back. So again, have that attitude, but remember, who you giving that attitude to is also what matters.
Yeah. So what do you think about, I mean, here's the thing, man. Clearly I've changed the format, and I know some of my guys have been here from day one. I'm still the same person, but instead of just being an advocate for Black men, because of the racially charged political climate that we live in, I'm just calling balls and strikes for Black people in general. It makes no sense for me to be an advocate for Black men when they're trying to, it's like I got to protect our flank because, you know, they're coming for all of us. And so that's why
You good? Excuse me. This is needed. This bottom line, because again, when emotion, one of our own personal problems, and I'm not afraid to call it out, is our emotions flare up when it comes down to things we don't fully understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that ends up being one of our pratfalls or traps that gets us into trouble.
Yeah.
We need to be able to have an able body and a sound mind to be able to understand what's really going on without losing ourselves to the second someone just says the N-word. Yeah, it's a word. It was used against us, but remember, there's a difference. I'd rather them say all the busted up, angry, cussing stuff at me versus someone coming at me with a knife or a gun.
Yeah, you know, there's an old saying, you can call me, I'd rather you call me an N-word than I'll be treated like one by society. You see, at this point, we can cry all the way to the bank. We can cry all the way to our houses and our beautiful lives. We're not living what our ancestors lived through. And so, but the other thing is, man, you know, like, you know, I've noticed there's a lot of YouTubers who have decided to go with this hard right Republican sort of spiel, and they are literally quoting white supremacist racist talking points. And, you know, I can be conservative and not be, you know, what do they call it? You young people call it a trash panda. You can have, I think they call it a raccoon, okay? A nocturnal animal that forges through the trash at night. You don't have to do that. You don't have to sell out and say these crazy, outlandish things and 100% all the way justify racism. Just call it what it is. Yes, it's racism. I voted for Donald Trump, and yes, I am sure. Well, let me say it like this. I don't want to accuse him of anything, but I would suggest that if he is not he's not a racist. The racist thinks he's a racist, and that's sufficient. But the bottom line is that's something that is inbred or embedded in the United States culture. It's not going anywhere. So let's move on to another issue. Let's move on to finance. Let's move on to family. Let's move on to economics. These are the things I'm with. What do you think about? I mean, what are your thoughts on some of these folk who just maybe gone too far? Maybe you don't think they go far enough. What are your thoughts? Please don't. And anybody who wants to join in, the link is in the chat room. I think I made that announcement. So
the only thing I miss personally is nuance. As in, what happened to being in the middle of the road? You agree with some parts here, some parts there. You ain't just going one way, that way. Look, we already saw that there was a cultural pivot the second after the election. But the problem is we're not recognizing all the dangerous pratfalls in between. You got to remember, we are still the people of America. But you're then leaning so hard here, you're then going to question, look, we've already seen the flip-flop from Republican, Democrat multiple times throughout history. This isn't new news. But y'all have to remember one thing. There are parts that matter and things that we're not dealing with. Do I even need to talk? Look, we already know about the deep state, all that other stuff. I don't even get into it. But it's just the cold fact of we got actual dangers that aren't being handled, but we're dealing with all the performative nonsense that keeps us in one place, not moving forward.
Yeah. So let's kind of get back to what do you think of, and I'm gonna, what do you think about Glorilla and her sister? What's going on there?
I barely know anything on that. The only thing I'm going to give is this. Well, crap, whatever. Look, we already have family disputes with all sorts of things. One's up there, one's not. I don't even want to talk about it because if I say it from an honest heart, I want to see success, but I don't want to see us have success and be a mess.
Right. So because I mean, I don't want to drag it because that's obviously not something you deal with. You do politics, you do social. But I would like to get some ladies to come in here and tell me what they think about. I mean, I don't know. I see a bro-rilla and I see a Glorilla.
Again, look, I say this
like a lady.
I say this again. Celebrities, family, they're all gonna fight. But what matters is the honor and distinction we display at the end of the day that showcases our humanity. They always want to take that from us.
Oh man, you know what? I'm sorry, but you know this. I hope, man, I'm being taken over. Oh man, I know you can probably see it too. We've been taken over. Some Baby D is here. Baby D, I told you to go to bed, Baby D. Baby D, go to bed, Baby D. Get up. Oh man, here comes Baby D. Baby D is popping.
When black people say we good, that does not mean that everybody's happy. Somebody type we good. We good? We good is, you can say that in many different ways. When I say we good, that means different from we good. Okay, I just want y'all to understand that they're both two words spelled the same, but we have a complicated way of communicating with each other. We good? We good? We good? We good? We good. That means a whole different thing. Some of those mean, hey, everybody's happy. I appreciate my fried chicken order. And some of that means somebody's about to get rolled up. You see what I'm saying? So when Corey Holcomb said we good, that means, yeah, I checked you. Yeah, we good now. You was out of
Baby D. Shout out to Baby D, man. Get in bed. Get in bed. Baby D is apparently people like Baby D, man. Anyway, I think that was just point of levity. Brother, I appreciate your time, man. I'm gonna let some other people up in here, man. Thank you so much. Always good to see you. Leaving.
God bless you. May the Lord keep you. Excuse me. It's always great chatting with my Uncle D. Simple as that.
Man, God bless you. I love you, brother. You be cool, man. All right. So we back. I'm gonna have to get Baby D bad butt back in bed. He needs to leave. Get up out of here. Okay, he needs to go back in his little YouTube crib and mind his business. Now, anyway. So, ladies, if any of y'all want to come explain to us what's really going on between Glorilla and Brorilla, I'm gonna play this video again so y'all can help me. I'm unclear. I need to know, okay? Because I'm thinking y'all not even hitting in the same park. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand what the problem is.
Embarrassing it is to be at the club, mother. That's closer, and I walk outside to a Malibu. Y'all don't know how embarrassing that is. Like I sit here and fly. Like, yeah, this is my other car. You know what I'm saying? The other one in the garage and Cordova in the, yeah. That's what I'm saying. You have my whole face.
No, she don't have your whole face. Ladies, if y'all want to come in and try and explain to us what happens when one sister gets dolled up or cuted up or is able to get this type of money in her life. And now she looks totally. Maybe I'm off base. Maybe you guys know something. Maybe you ladies know something I don't. Fellas, I like to hear from you guys too. What do you think about this whole foundational Black American thing. I mean, you guys have been with me for a minute. Check this out. We got somebody who's going to explain. I need somebody to explain to me. I need some explaining to happen. All right, all right. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the broadcast. Shout out to Viva. Am I saying that Vica Brazil?
That's right, Dr. Sperling. How's it going?
I'm good. And I ain't a doctor yet. I couldn't do that PhD. That's too long.
No, I know. It's just like, I think you said something about the Dominican Republic over there. They call the attorneys doctor. You know how it is. Just a kind of old fashioned. So
I appreciate it. I appreciate you just called me Dennis or Mrs. Sperling, Uncle D. Now look, I don't know what's going on.
The Blizzard King.
Yeah, that's right. What's going on with Glorilla and Brorilla? What's happening from a woman's perspective?
With who? Repeat that.
Okay. Well, first of all, do you have any critics? Do you have any critical statements? You want to fight about something in the comment section? Give me some pushback. Come on, talk.
I'll give you my box. No, I don't want to fight. I just wanted to applaud you for always. My apologies for the background noise. I have a little baby now, so now I understand what the real meaning of true love and true life is. No, I just wanted to come on here and applaud you for always going on and talking about the subjects. And really, when it comes to the Black perspective, I'm so sorry. And when it comes to the Black perspective,
I got kids. Them kids don't bother me. I tune them kids. I don't have to point. Kids can cry all night. I'm like, huh? What's going on?
I never used to thought I would have to get away just to have a few seconds. No.
You got to ease into that. You got to be like, I don't care. Kid can cry all day. I can watch the news, the football game, eat my food. And I'm like, you all right? You'll stop in a minute.
It's a mess. I was just here charting, taking care of some patients' work, and then look what she's doing. I'm like, please don't touch the computer. But anyways, that's all right. That's just how they are. No, I just wanted to applaud you for always going on here and not just kind of going with the flow of things, like trying to look at things from the Black perspective, but also when it comes to a political lens. It feels like it was just yesterday, right? When there was this big contention, right? All of these issues between how we're voting and voting our interests. That's actually what you had said like a few years back. And my problem with that is, why weren't we doing that from the beginning? I don't understand why it is that just because we look like this and we think like this, something that we have no control over, we're supposed to fit into a certain narrative. And if you know anything, of course, about the Black community, which obviously you do, most of us are a little bit more conservative, right? We're not really super left leaning. There is a faction, absolutely. There are some folks that exhibit that behavior, but overall, is the Black community, do they align with the mores and the principles of the modern day X party? I would say we don't. But that's a discussion for a different time. But you did touch on that a few years back, and I still think it's a relevant topic to bring up today. Just to not be fit into the box, but to think what benefits our group, what benefits our people. If that makes sense.
So yeah, it does. So let me throw something out there. So Nicki Minaj is aligning herself with Trump, and you got some people in the. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. When I first saw Nicki Minaj hand in hand with Donald Trump, I was definitely taken back a little bit, like, oh my God. And then I'm like, well, hell, I voted for Trump. Why am I mad that I voted for Trump. Like, why am I mad that she hanging out with Trump? Like, how can I be mad at that? And then I realized, I'm like, I see what's going on. This woman is a multimillionaire. She's connected. She obviously has people guiding her. Otherwise, she wouldn't be as successful as she is.
Right.
She's just basically saying, well, this is the direction that the cool Black people are going. Let me go ahead and hop in front of that so I can be, go with the momentum. And like what I've been taught, leadership is a good leader figures out where the people are going and just hops in front and lead. Now, what is your opinion? First, you can tell me, what is your opinion of this person who is steeped in Hollywood or entertainment, now aligning herself with Trump, who is clearly, look, you don't have to, he's racist, he's bigoted, he is what he is, but my taxes are low. Okay, let me just hold on a minute.
Hey, listen.
Let's tax. You see this boy walking around here, goddamn. Dolce & Gabbana. I got a big Mercedes Benz. I had a Volkswagen Bug. He got a Mercedes Benz. You see what I'm saying? So I have to. What I'm saying is, is that I have practical needs, and I find that
Sure.
I like to keep my own money. Okay, now again, I
Right.
want you to tell me, am I wrong? Come tell me I'm wrong. Now you don't dare you talk about you been sold out, you're a raccoon, Uncle D.
No,
So,
absolutely not. I think going back on what you said, there were two sisters. I'm trying to remember Diamond and Silk. Everybody talked mad about them, but they said something that was true. I believe to be true, anyways. They said Donald Trump, the only color that he sees is green. I was at an event, one of many political events that I attend here in the Houston area. And there's this young gentleman, I don't know his name, but he was very nice and, very worried about being involved in the milieu. And he said something about, well, the world's greatest marketer or greatest whatever, blah, 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 enterprise person is Donald Trump. And I was like, why are you saying that? He wasn't coming from a perspective of the voter. He's talking purely, this guy's on every platform. He's taking advantage, the whole 9 yards, the marketing shtick in politics. And he said, I've read almost all of his books. He said, nobody's managed to build an enterprise or build a business much like him. So that's one part of it. The second part, to comment to your question, and then I'm going to hop off real quick. I think that what Nicki Minaj is doing, the fact that she has the spotlight on her and that she has the support of Trump, that's great. But Mr. Dennis, I think that her problems are only beginning. You're a man of faith, right? So you understand the concept of like reconciliation, coming back to the Father, that sort of thing. Nicki Minaj, much like many other artists that we're seeing, have been able to live their life on their terms. I do what I want. But now I believe that that part of her life is over. And if it really is what she's saying she is, I don't know. I don't know her. But if she really is going in this direction, while being affiliated with the president, has major pros, I don't think that it's going to be enough to protect her from what's coming. You understand what I'm saying?
I don't really delve into conspiracy theory type stuff, but I know you do inherit your allies' enemies. And I've experienced that before. My situation with Kevin Sam, I ain't have no enemies really. And then as soon as I start
devastating.
Hey, why y'all talking bad about this man who died? Everybody wanted to jump on me. I had to sue people. I get that. Now I think I hear something else in what you're saying. And I know you got to go take care of it.
No, you're good. I'm listening.
I think what you're saying is that maybe this young woman who has basically, pushed forth a lot of debauchery and filth in her music is now trying to make a turn, and I can appreciate it. There's a book I read, back in 1998 called The 48 Laws of Power. And it seems to me like she's recreating herself, which is something that people do over and over again. And she's recreating herself as a person who is now more Christian, and it comes with age. What is she, like 35 now?
She's young. I mean, well, right, relatively speaking, she's definitely not the Nicki back that she was in my era. I say my era, right? I graduated high school in 2009. I'm 35 now. But it goes by fast. But what I meant to say was, or maybe I didn't explain myself well. While she's moving in and recreating herself, I believe that there's a risk. I'm not saying a conspiracy theory type risk, but she's not going to be dealing with the same monster that she was dealing with when she was steeped in the world. That's what I'm saying. Because look at how much pushback she's getting already. Nicki had already said that she was a Republican. She said that a long time ago. There's a few black artists, African American artists, that they said that they were Republicans and nobody ever gave them pushback. But now that they see her hand in hand, the haters are going to be like, what you doing with it? Are you hand in hand with Donald Trump? Are you at the White House? She was able to reach that pinnacle probably because of what you said, her guidance that she had. And it's an opportunity to recreate herself. I think it'll open up some other dours. We'll have to see.
Yeah, her music is trending now. Other thing is
it's not all popular. It's not all happy. I think it's going to be serious.
I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. And she is a Trinidadian American, so she's not a foundational Black American. What do you think about the foundational Black American delineation? What are your thoughts? Don't hold back. Let me hear it.
You made that's another thing I was going to bring up. You made a great point about, I'm going to my office here, about how folks that are not foundational Black Americans, the way they think and their mindset. Okay. And this is something that I've been fighting with in the past few years. I've got a daughter, right? And she's half Dominican. So you could say I spent some time in the Dominican Republic, about 4 years. Really, it was
Clearly you have. Been down there eating the mango.
don't do it. The Mungo. Oh, don't do it. But no, I was playing.
Oh,
But
yeah,
hey,
you fellas got a little carried away down there. Praise Moses.
I sure did. No, but hey, no, my daughter was a blessing. I was married when I had her. No issues there. However, it's important to know where folks' loyalties lie. Okay. And you had mentioned this, not exactly in verbatim. We cannot and should not assume that because we've got things in common with a certain people group, whether it's a cultural element, whether it's an ethnocentric element, that don't mean nothing. They think differently. The way they see themselves in society and you have to separate the two, as islanders, as Latinos, as islander Latinos. It's not the same thing. I know we jumble it all together. It's not. And when they come here, their perspective of what success looks like is very different than ours. Okay. In a sense, they've got some good things that I like, and they've also got some bad things culturally that I'm not a big fan of, but they don't see themselves the same way I think that us foundational Black Americans do. I was born and raised in this country. My mom obviously is not from this country, but that doesn't matter. My dad's African American. I was born and raised here. So I can relate to a part of the Black experience. For sure. So their perspective on that is totally different.
Yeah,
and we're thinking they think the way we do. They absolutely do not. Their priorities are their loyalties are still back at home.
And so
Because
and we can't be angry with anybody for voting their interests. See, that's the thing. See, I'm not mad at white people for doing what's in their best interest. I'm not mad at immigrants, Latinos. I'm not mad at anybody for doing what's in their best interest. But what Black Americans have to do is first, let's figure out what our interests are, and if we can align behind FDA, that'll help paint a clearer picture. Now, I'm going to ask you a question because I'm going to get some criticism out of you. You're going to criticize me.
Absolutely not.
Criticism. They come on in here, and it's critics' corner. You came in here, and you're happy and everything.
Fair enough. Okay, let's push back.
What do you think about some of the hard-hitting videos I talk about? I'll just say I was talking about Nazis last week. You think I'm going too far with the stuff when I dig so deep into that? Is there some topics I should just leave alone? You know, because I know there are a lot of people that they look at my video like, I don't want to hear about what happened to us. I don't want to hear about, like last night I talked about Celia from Missouri back in 8. Is it too much? And I talked about how is some of the stuff just too much? Like this ain't. I don't want to hear this. Well, tell me. Talk to me.
Yes. I think it is. It can be. It can be. I think that it's important, right? Not only as, well, not really. It's withholding the Black element. And I know some people say like, well, you can't separate it. Hold on. We don't choose what we're born as. I think it's important to be able to step outside of that and recognize that even when there are differences, or even if we're talking about the same group, while we may have common interests, a common heritage, a common bloodline, DNA, whatever you want to call it, does that mean that we always work together to push forth what's best for our community? I would say absolutely not. And that's unfortunate because we are a minority. There have been many instances, right? I work in a lot of different places. I've seen a lot of different things. And I remember saying, I was doing like a private event, whatever, for a client. And they talked about how they were so happy. They were Caucasian people, of course. They were talking about how happy they were. Can you hear me? Sorry, it's cutting out a little bit. They were talking about how happy they were that they were able to get one of their employees a visa to be able to stay here. This was years ago. Ain't nobody getting no visa no more. Okay. But those were Americans. So a lot of times, white Americans. So a lot of times people say, oh, the white people. But wait a minute, they were willing to put their money on the line and invest for that. Now, whether they're able to get some sort of ROI is besides the point. How many of our people are doing that? None. And
Yes.
they didn't have to do that. They could have hired an American. They could have, they sponsored the visa. Okay. Americans in general, I'd like to think, because it's another thing that you talked about, that you talked about, the idea of being patriotic and having pride in being an American, regardless of what skin color you're looking like. Because we say American, that's not, it doesn't mean what people think it means. I'm an American, you're an American. Racially, the genetic makeup is a little bit different, but we all can gather, like Stephen says, we all can gather under one banner, right, and be proud. And I think that's the problem sometimes when it comes to immigration and having your loyalties back home. You'll never stop being who you are, but once you live in here, we're living here. This is where we live, we work, we pay taxes, we socialize, we engage in different things. This should be our priority. You understand?
I agree.
So I think it's a hard to draw a hard line with the black versus white, because I don't think it's that. I think it's what's up here and the assumption that because someone looks like you, perhaps you might have shared interests. It should be that way as it is in other groups. It should be, because it's like that in other groups. I won't mention who, but for us, I don't believe that's the case for us at all. But
Well,
that's just an opinion.
I have a prediction, and I'm gonna let you go. I'm not gonna hold you.
No, you're good. You're good. I appreciate the time.
What happened is once the foundation of Black Americans come together and show a certain level of unity, and the immigrants, Black immigrants, realize, oh my God, the jig is up. They're gonna come run. They're gonna say, okay, we need to get back with these people because we're catching too many fades. There's too many fades coming on. They got us filling out documents saying, explaining we're not African American. I'm from Ghana. I'm from Jamaica. I'm from Trinidad. I'm from
Right. Whatever. Okay.
Now that's when the money starts getting divvied up. Now you're no longer an FBA or American Negro or Freeman. You're something else, and the dominant society is going to say, well, we don't owe you anything. You see? And I think that's what's going to happen. And again, I come from the position of pressure. Typically, and I don't want to say it in a very derogatory way.
keep it PG. I know it's your show, but we got to keep it family friendly here.
Yeah, family friendly. It's Foundation of Black Americans are kicking ass right now. We're kicking their ass. We're like, hell no. And it's going to make people fall in line. You see what I'm saying? But I thank you so much, Vic. I appreciate you. You guys, if you want to join in to the broadcast, thank you. What else you want to say? Go ahead.
Oh my gosh, hold on. You just lost me. Okay. How you were talking about, like, the last thing about the untouchables. I didn't tune in to what you said the last time. However, there's an example I want to use. I'm not going to say the group because you already know it can get, shut down really quickly.
Yeah.
Or actually, I'm not even going to bring up the group. I was at an event the other day, right? A political event.
Mm-hmm.
The wife of somebody that goes to the church where we go to was running.
Okay.
And I said, I've seen your husband speak, because he's a pastor. I've seen him speak several times, and he was very nice to me. He asked me if I was thinking about running. I said, no, not right now.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, well, I'm so glad that you're here. This is one of the first events that we're doing. This is, white American lady, of course.
Yeah.
And I mentioned something about running, and she's like, well, if you want to, reach out to me in the future and I can help you. Why was I the only African American person there? Maybe it's just the city. Maybe it's the time. Maybe we don't want to go out. I don't know. But that's not acceptable. And then we complain about a lack of representation. The meeting's free. You spend money to do everything else. The meeting is free. And they're encouraging people to come out and hear the candidate. Well, the candidate, they're just going to do what they want to do. And they're not concerned about, how are they going to be concerned about something they don't know? Or even if they don't know, they don't hear, because you didn't show up. We need to prioritize our interests and start showing up, because the response is not a negative one. They said, I'm so glad that you're here. What did you think about X, Y, and Z? Who are they going to ask if nobody goes?
Well, see, let me just point something out to you. They're happy you're there because they want you to be involved, because you're their quote unquote black friend. I talked to a black lady and she agrees with me. So just keep in mind that they oftentimes use us to certify or validate some things that they want to do anyway. So just keep that in mind.
But if our positions But if we, like you said, going back to voting our interests, if this is something that I can align myself with, the fact that the leader happens to be this, that, and the other, to me, is not as important, right? Like I will never, I don't know how in this day and age, someone that is relatively religious, that has a little bit of religiosity, could say that they're okay with the Democratic platform. I'm not saying the Republicans have it all right. I'm not saying that. I'm saying as a religious person, how could you be in favor of a party that is openly in favor of going against what, majority of what the word of God says? You can call it a black or a white thing. I don't think it's that at all. I think it's a spirit thing. So no, the Republican Party is not going to 100% represent us. They never will, of course. No political party ever will. But we've got to vote our interests.
And that's a heck of a point.
Sorry, you can't win them all. You're not going to win them all. It's not going to be all of us there at the conventions, but somebody has to be there.
Where's your dad from again? You said what part?
Born in Denver, raised in Los Angeles.
Okay, and then his family, where's his family from? Georgia, Arkansas. A lot of people from Arkansas moved to LA.
No, oh my gosh, I'm trying to think from where. Oklahoma,
yeah.
Oklahoma, and then Louisiana, and then I think like Arkansas, something like that, going way back. And then my mom, like I said, is from Brazil.
That's pretty cool. Thank you so much for your time, Vika.
Thank you for having me on here. God bless you. Stay safe.
You too. You take care of that baby.
I will. Bye.
All right. Anybody else who wants to come in? Look, we are having Critics Corner comment section, and I'd like to hear from you guys. Shout out to everybody again. Thank you for if you're learning something, I should earn something. But for the most part, we are wide open tonight. We're just having conversations now. Let's go on over here to the Critics Corner. I want you all to see something that I posted up. Okay, I want you all to check this out. Y'all hit the number 1 button if you can hear me clearly. Hit the number. I know I'm having issues. But I want y'all to check this out real quick. Somebody said, we speak in French again. Y'all are messy. Stop doing something messy. But let me go over here to my posts. Do you guys follow my posts? Do y'all follow my posts? So let me try to pull this up here real quick. I'm gonna share the screen, and let's see if I can get this thing moving along. I do a lot of stuff on my page. I post a lot of Black history. Can y'all see that clearly? Somebody said, "Nice shoes, Uncle D. I've been hearing a lot of rumors in these YouTube streets. Uncle D, you all right?" And I'm like, "What you heard?" And so I jumped down here to the section. I heard about ABC News report on the many FBA contributions and inventions in honor of Black History Month. What's the rumor? I'm trying to understand. YouTube talking about your boy Kevin Samuels. And then I said, I sued somebody about that. Let me know who. Why would you sue somebody? You're not going to sit up here and lie on me. All I do is sit around and figure out how to get payback for people. Why would you pick on a lawyer? That's not a smart idea. Now let's go on to the next comment. We got, that's them blue alligator shoes. Do y'all see my shoes? This is a very important part of the broadcast. Do you see these blue alligator shoes? Actually, that's ostrich. Somebody type ostrich in the chat room. Look at that. See it? See that? Woo! Look at that size 14 ostrich. Boy, look at that. You see that stance? If you ever see a black man standing like that, you better step lively. You hear me? Sharp, boy. Sharp. I got it on a good rug too. I put it on the white rug background so y'all can see the contrast with that blue. Okay? Do y'all see that? Okay, you see, let me tell you what I'm wearing. I have on a royal blue knitted polo shirt with exposed seam detail. I have J. Hilburn, Vitaly Barbarius, conical brown green plaid trousers with the blue window pane checks. You understand me? And the blue, genuine, okay? Ostrich leg, leather Oxfords, Belvedere Sienna model size 14. Do you hear me? Step lively. Somebody type step lively in the chat room. Step lively in the chat room. Mm-hmm. I'm dressed better than your grandma's Baptist preacher back in 1939. You hear me? Whew. Anyway, let me get on out of this part of the comment section. This is going. I don't want the haters to come back. Yeah, I don't know how many ostriches did you kill for that. I didn't kill him. I saw it off the internet. But anyway, so so we kind of do. I don't really have too much. I'd like to hear what you all have to say. Somebody said join the Dennis Sperling podcast. Highly recommend for those with a desire to learn Black American history and culture. Do you all think I go too far? I mean, do you think I'm going too far? Am I letting you? Some of this stuff y'all don't want to hear. Is there any of this stuff that you like? I ain't want to hear that. That's terrible. I don't want to hear none of that. Is there anything that you all don't want to hear? Let me know. Am I going too far? Okay, I need y'all to let me know. Somebody type family friendly in the chat room. You see the little disclaimer at the bottom? But sometimes I'll be cussing a little bit though. All right, because it's true. It's true. Now, we are working on 100,000 subscribers. I need everybody in here to hit that 100,000. Hit that subscribe button if you hadn't already. Does anybody else want to come in here? If you guys want to come in, we got to get this critic comment corner going a little better. I need critics up in here. I want some people coming in here mad. That's how I get my views up. I'm trying to go viral. Okay, in 2026. I need some angry people to come in. Look, you ain't shit. I'm like, stand that motherfucker, man. I want y'all to come in here. I need some of y'all angry people to come up in here and give me some of that hostility so I can clip that and sell it. That'd be great. You know what I'm saying? I need angry people. Oh, that's the day I had on. Do y'all see that right there? Now you got to be a real grown man to put on some burgundy slacks, okay, with cream pinstripes and black ostrich. Okay, you ain't grown enough to dress like me. Did I tell y'all I'm going to the Patti LaBelle concert? Did I tell y'all that I will be at the Patti LaBelle concert with Shaka Khan? Somebody type Shaka Khan. I feel for you, and I think I love. I'm gonna be singing right along. I'm going to be at the Patti LaBelle concert. Let me see who else is going to be at the concert. I want y'all to know what I'm going to be doing. It's going to be Shaka Khan, Patti LaBelle, and Gladys Knight, along with Stephanie Mills. Do you hear me? And I'm going to be dressed something like this. Actually, I got a pair of green alligator shoes. Real gator, okay? And I'm gonna be wearing that, and I'm gonna take all the pictures of me and them gators, and I'm gonna put them on the internet. You hear me? This is how I dress when I'm outside. I want you to see. Look at that. Look at that. Did you see that? That's me. This is how I'm looking when I'm out. Do you see that? Anyway, you youngsters, y'all can't catch up with me. Y'all ain't ready for no parts of this, man. Y'all ain't ready for no. I have turned into my Uncle Slim, man. I truly turned into my Uncle Slim. But anyway, I'm trying to get some folk in here. I'm opening the chat room up. I mean, how often do you get a chance to talk to a lawyer and chop it up? And that's, look at me with my tuxedo on right there. I got all dressed up for you all. But so that's me way back in the day. Somebody said I look like Sinbad. These are my ice cold frat brothers. These brothers are from spring 1998. This is Southern University right here. That's me right there in the back with the black and gold shirt on. These are some of my Sands here, cool brothers. Yeah, man. You know, Uncle D I put my life out there for you all to see, so you can see I'm a real person. I'm not out here trying to pretend like I'm anything what I am. You know, I have my high points, I have my low points. I've been up, I've been down, I've been all around. You know? But yeah, you know, so well, I'm not gonna hold you all too much longer. I tried to get the critics to come in here. I can't get the critics. But I want to thank everybody for the time they spent. Thanks for the folks who came to visit with me tonight. I don't see anybody else coming in here. So, you know, I appreciate it. We got 9 super chats. It's great to have 10. That'd be a win. But right now we got 9, and that'll be fine. But if you didn't learn anything, you didn't learn anything. But we talked about Glorilla. I gave you my perspective on that. You know, sharing money with family. When you start doing well for yourself, people are going to show up with the entitlement. Okay, and that's just something you have to deal with success. You know, but not everybody is meant to be what we call financially successful. Other people have other. I do suggest you should try to do something for people that you care about, you know, so that you can set an example. Like I give away scholarships and things like that. But you don't have jealousy. But you can't control how other people feel. Now, the other thing is we talked a little bit about Donald Trump and the video of, he put up on Truth Social. And yeah, it's clearly racist. Okay, it's very much so racist, but he doesn't care, and it's not our job to go and fight these political battles and be the foot soldiers for one political multimillionaire ex-president. It's not our job, and we shouldn't expend our political capital, and we should keep resting. Somebody typed with resting in the chat room. I did bring up a little bit about Nicki Minaj and her pivot and why I think it was more strategic and not a mistake. I think that she's recreating herself. You guys, anybody who's read the 48 Laws of Power, I'm telling you, I read that book. It's 1998. It's been like 28 years. I remember I was in law school when I read it, and I found it intriguing. I think I have one of the original copies of the book. I got it at Barnes and Noble on Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And so I read that book over and over on several occasions. I think it's pretty cool. You should check it out. I would put it right up there with Machiavelli, The Prince, and The Art of War by Sun Tzu, good reading. I think it's more of a calculated pivot that serves a purpose. The other thing is, and I think I brought this up, I talked about foundational Black Americans and the delineation movement. There were so many people who were so angry, about the delineation movement. They were upset, they were tremendously upset, because it messed with their worldview. Flat blackness. Somebody type flat blackness in the chat room. Somebody type flat blackness in the chat room. Flat blackness allows anybody to come in and pilfer and take away from our culture and adopt it and change it. But when you begin to put fences up, your neighbors have to respect that. And I'm gonna tell you, I have some African friends that I love them. I have some Caribbean people, I adore them. But we're entitled to delineate also. Not every African or Caribbean is a tether. Tethers are the people who come in and speak ill about foundational Black Americans and take advantage without giving any back. If you have a Black wife or a Black husband, if you're an African or a Caribbean and you have a Black spouse, a foundational Black American spouse, for the most part, you're good with me. Because it means no matter what you say, your actions speak for you. If you fully inundated yourself into foundational Black American culture and you bring to it and you enhance it, you're good with me. And everybody has different standards, but your children are going to be foundational Black American culture because their mama or daddy is. Now, of course, there'll be a mixed culture. There'll be African, there'll be Caribbean, and there'll be foundational Black American, but they have that lineage too. And for you all who have a problem with, and I want to say this, I want you to listen to me carefully. For you all who have a problem with, let's say, one parent is this and one parent is another. So let's say, are they FBA if their mama is FBA and their dad is a African? Are they FBA? Who says yes? Who says no? If you think if a person has one parent who's a Caribbean or African and another parent who is FBA, are they foundational Black American or not? They were raised here in the United States. They were raised around Black American, well, I'm sure mixed people, you know, of different cultural ethnicities. Is that a yes or no? Let me ask. I'm asking the question. Huh? Talk to me. If they have a parent of African descent, somebody said no, so Lisa says they're no. Lisa says they're not. Lisa, I want you to come in here, baby. Don't run from me. You come over here. You've been here a long time. Don't be scared of Uncle D. I want you to come in here and tell me, Lisa Town Gardner, I want you to come in here. Don't run away. Lisa, click the button, come in, and let me know it's you, and I'll let you come in and say what you have to say. If you're shy, don't worry about it. Nobody's going to vote. Nobody's going to be mad at you. Lisa says no. DTYW9 says no. I want you to come here. Somebody, y'all got to come in here. We got to get this thing popping. We want to define. Black Dubla says no. Okay, come on in. Come on in. The link is in the chat room. She said she don't want to cam. I'm gonna let you not cam up. You're the only one, Lisa. Everybody else has to cam up, but you don't have to cam up. You can come in here and talk to me. You don't have to cam up. But you're the only person I'm gonna let do that. Everybody else got to cam up. But come on in. Click the button. Come on in. You just you can let me see it's you from the waiting room, so I can verify it's you, and then I'll let you up and you explain to me why. Okay, so come on in, baby. Don't be afraid. Again, like I said, I'm not here to argue. I'm just here to talk to my people. Okay. Somebody said yes, raised by FBA parent. So the question is, are you foundational Black American if you have one parent who is non-foundational Black American? I want to hear what you have to say. Your bloodline is your bloodline. They say, Nicki, oh Lord, I'm not about to be that Yvonne, being nasty, talking about people's crotchal areas. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. Not today. This ain't that day. We want to talk to you. We want to have this conversation. All right, come on now. I need y'all to come in. I ain't gonna be here all night playing with you. Look, matter of fact, we'll take a little quick break and come back in. Y'all hit the like, subscribe, share. I'm gonna wait for Nicki to get her hair together. Nicki, we waiting for you. Come on up in here, gal. We need to talk to you. If you think you have to have two parents to be a foundational Black American, come on in. I want to hear what you have to say. But in the meantime, you guys hit the like, share, subscribe button. Okay, we'll try to wait for your mama to get ready to come on in here and hang out with Uncle D for me. Why wouldn't you want to hang out with Uncle D? Well, you listen to me every night. Don't be shy now. And if anybody else has that point, come in. I want to talk to y'all. Y'all hit the number one button to be right.
Dennis Burning Podcast, click your mouse pad. Yeah, we out back. Hit the like, hit subscribe. Don't just hate watch, cause we outside. Let them hate watch, go and play pop. We just lay back. He don't play that. We on playback. We on playback. We go way back. Black men, yeah, we earn something. Tune in, gotta learn something. Uncle D Podcast, bump it. Likes up, hit the sub button. Black men, yeah, we earn something. Tune in, gotta learn something. Uncle D Podcast, bump it. Likes up, hit the sub button. This is Dennis Burning Podcast. Don't just hate watch, hit subscribe and let them know we outside. Don't hold hate, donate. Super chat, cash app. Put something in the collection plate. Church.
I want y'all to make sure y'all hit the number one button. And we're going to kind of get back to what we like to do over here, man. I need y'all to check in. At a certain point when it's time to check in, I need to checking in to start happening again. We got to go ahead and get this algorithm pumping. I'll turn the light down a little bit so you guys can come in. Hey, come on in now. It doesn't matter who comes in. I want somebody to come in and let's have a conversation about FBA. You got one parent who is not foundational Black American. Okay? I got questions. I need y'all to come in. Hit the number one button. Okay. My man MC Recovery is in here, but I want to get somebody who is absolutely What's up, brother? How you doing, man? What would you like to add to this conversation? Remember, I'm looking for critics, man. I need some critics to come. This is my Compton homeboy. What's up, brother? Talk to me. Uh-oh, your mic is off. You got to unmute your mic, bro.
What's up? This is South
What's
Central
up?
LA, Compton, and
Yeah,
Compton in the
yeah.
house. I got some new hats.
Thank you so much. You're so
Yeah.
kind, my brother. I like that gray one. That's pretty cool. I appreciate it, man.
Uh-huh.
So,
I got it.
I want to try to talk about. I need some folks to come in here and explain to me. What do you think about some of the discussions that we're having lately on the broadcast, or some of the topics I'm covering? Am I going too far? Mm-hmm.
No, man, you is like right in the plateau because hey, hardly nobody at my job was worrying about that picture. And mind you, I worked in Watts at
Mm-hmm.
MLK Hospital behavior. Man, they wasn't even too much concerned. Some, some of the people at the center was most of the females and the moisty ones, but one of the but I noticed a lot of the foundation Black Americans and white Americans wasn't tripping off of that post.
Okay.
As crazy as it may sound, because I look at that post like something to the Bible, like they threw a stone
Mm-hmm.
and and I don't think it was meant for black Americans to bark.
And which
Yeah.
picture are you talking about specifically?
Whether Michelle and Obama
Oh
post
yes.
because it
Yeah.
had everybody up in there, but I don't think it was really meant for us because some people is still subliminalized with that race making card, and then and then I like to say hey, a lot of us been deactivated. See, we got other better things to work on than to constantly play play with that race bait card because we got our men's group. We gave women a chance to come in the group to learn, and then what they like doing, they like coming in and out the group. Because they realize men have feelings too.
I
Yeah.
think they're trying to get us off the bench, and I think they have. Oh, we'll put these monkeys up. But we're not responding to racism. I think we pretty much figured racism is not going out. It's not going anywhere, and we had 400 years to figure it out. And at this point, black people, well, and I don't really think it matters like that anymore. Like I said, they can say what they want to say over there. Just leave us alone. But brother, do this, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. I don't think anybody's coming in. I'm gonna finish this thing up. But it's always
Yeah,
good
but I did.
recovery.
Yeah, but I did a couple. Yeah, I did a couple of videos on it. Yeah. Oh, and I'm about to be in the entrepreneur business training. They're gonna help me tighten up my mission statement, uh, my vision plan, and then I got a coworker that I call him my financial advisor is because he's teaching me stuff that I need to learn so I can stop spending wild and learn how to balance. And then I pass that to my son. So my
Like
son,
it was good seeing
yeah,
you at. It was good seeing you at that event they had here in Houston, man. At that Manosphere event, man. I was cool seeing you and your son, man. I'll never forget that, brother.
yeah,
All right,
man,
well, look,
I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to come out there again because my son had me bus riding in y'all city, man.
All right,
He went on his phone.
it's always good to
He
see
went on
you.
his phone. Yeah,
All
so I'm gonna tell I'm gonna tell Nick that Babyface is doing okay, and then I be sending him your videos. He be busting up.
Why you tell these people my hood nickname? Yeah, man. That was
Yeah,
my
man.
nickname in high school. They called me Babyface,
Yeah, but they said you was hard. You was hard in the football in the football games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, man. I'm surprised you ain't in the league.
nah. I'm glad I'm a lawyer. People say you a football player. I say no, I'm a regular player. God
Yeah.
bless you, brother. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna get some more people. I talk
Oh,
always
oh,
see
sure.
you. Thank you, brother.
I see those trolls right in your chat, but I noticed. I guess you just let them go loose.
I let them go.
Um,
I let them all in here, man. I let them wherever
yeah.
they go. But God bless you, brother.
All
Let me.
right.
All right.
God bless you, and let me know. Hey, I let you know if I get this nonprofit thing rolling and this consulting thing rolling, because it's gonna be hardcore.
We wish you well. All right, brother. Always good to see MC recover. So here's my thing. So for the people, and let me first acknowledge the folks who contribute to it. Alonzo Dunn came in late. I learned something on the next one. MC recover. Big shout out to you, brother. Always good to see you. Il Jackson 247. Thank you so much. He said, thank you, brother Dennis. Thank you. My graduate school education continues. Thank you so much for commitment and excellence. Also, are you joking, Stevie Wonder can't see that's a stud. He's talking about Glorilla. That's Glorilla's sister, Glorilla. Yaya's kids, my girl. Thank you so much. You can get the hand clap. Thank you so much for that. That $100 super chat. You are the real MVP, and I'm gonna dedicate this broadcast to you. Okay, Yaya's kids, since you the one who gave $100, this is dedicated to you. You are a winner. Okay, you won. Okay, thank you so much. It's dedicated to you. And also CJ Marsh 504, Roner Robin 8067. Thank you, gifted one Dennis Scruggs. Thank you for that. FBA is the first time in 20 years we named ourselves. Shout out to Young Dennis. Yeah, that's what's up. So look, I've thought about this thing. So here's the thing: if you have to have both parents of the foundation of Black America, does, and some people say no, that you're not FBA. Well, my question is, what about the Black people who are FBA who don't know who their fathers are? Are they foundational Black American because they can't confirm the identity of their dad? I'm just asking. Is that a yes or no? So if you can't confirm the identity of your father, are you FBA? Is that yes or no? Your mother's FBA, but you don't know the identity of your father. Is that yes or no? Are they FBA or not? Yes or no? Right? What about the foundation of Black Americans who have, not only do they not have a FBA mother or father, but they got one parent who is, let's say, non-Black. Are they FBA or not? So your dad is Black, or your dad is white, and your mom is Black, like Frederick Douglass. Or, you know, your mom is from Guyana, I think it's Guyana, and your dad is a Black Baptist preacher, like Malcolm X. What about that? Are they foundational Black American? And so, again, I think we need to think about what this definition is, because there's a lot of people out there who think that they have a parent who's FBA, and come to find out that it's not true. You know, what if your mama's mixed? What if her daddy was Black, mama was white, father's FBA? You see what I'm saying? Are they foundational Black American? Or here's a better one. What if you're foundational Black American and you live overseas your whole life, like Andrew Tate? What is he? His mom was white, his daddy's a Black man from Georgia. Alonzo Dunn. One parent and raised in the culture is the lineage. That's a good thought. Okay. All right. But what if you live overseas? Let's say you are FBA. Your dad's FBA. Your mom was a British woman from England, like Andrew Tate. Is it lineage? Because technically his daddy's from Georgia, so he can trace his roots back to the slave plantation. So, you know, it's just something to think about. I just want you all to think about that. I appreciate you guys And shout out to everybody who contributed to the super chat, the cash app, and the PayPal. I believe actually I got some cash apps, man, and I want to give a shout out to all you folks. I couldn't get any critics in here, and I need to get these critics up in here, man. Shout out to Mark. Thank you so much, Mark. I appreciate you. You're so cool. Okay, we finally got one more person. Let me see your face. Let me see you up here. Mo. What's up, Mo? How you doing today?
Okay. Hope you can hear me without an echo.
I can hear you fine. I can hear you fine. Welcome to the broadcast. Thank you so much. What criticism? Tonight is Saturday night fight night. We're supposed to fight. People came to see a fight. Okay. So
Well,
tell me.
I have no real criticism, just what you brought up about the FDA and the different colored parents.
Mm-hmm.
You're a lawyer, so what do you think about the one drop rule? And if that one parent is part white or has a history of being part white, are they then considered black? Or again, what you identify as? If you are biracial and you identify with, because everybody is identifying, I'm a toaster today. No, I'm a this, I'm a that. So it depends on what you identify as, right? If you are FBA and you don't know your parent, one parent or the other.
Well, I'll say this: as far as the one drop rule, I did a broadcast maybe a week or so ago when I spoke about how the Germany came to the United States to actually study racism. There was a German lawyer / social scientist who came to the United States to study racism. He went to the University of Arkansas, and this was during the segregated South. I believe it was sometime in the 1930s. And he came to the determination after taking that, and these are the rules that they use to regulate their racial caste system in their society. And the Germans, the Yazidis, they determined that the one drop rule was too extreme for them.
Really?
Yeah. So this is what the Yazidis determined. Now, keep in mind that same German then took what he learned and went to South Africa, and it all started right here. They came to Jim Crow South in the 1930s, studied racism in the Deep South, Arkansas specifically, and they said that the one drop rule was too extreme for the Nazis. That's what they said. They said these Americans, one drop that would eliminate everybody. And
right.
So ended up with something like, well, we'll go back to the grandparents. If the grandparents were German, they'll be German. And so when I say that, if to me, if you have a parent who's mixed and you black and you foundational black American, and I don't see how because white people don't think you're white.
No.
And if let's say if your daddy's, let's say your mama's black and your daddy's Italian, you are not an Italian. I can tell those.
Right.
You can go straight
Definitely not.
You get your movie ass out of here. I don't think that.
Yeah.
They won't be calling you white drive. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Now that I've given you that additional information.
I still think it's whatever the eye perceives you as is what you may want to identify it as, or else you'll be fighting an uphill battle your whole life. If you say, oh no, I'm mixed, I'm biracial, I'm not foundational because I don't identify as that, and everyone else sees you as just plain black. They don't see you as anything other than black. You'll be fighting the uphill battle with your own self-esteem your whole life if you identify as one thing, but society sees you as something else.
Well, I don't think. Okay, just for clarification, because I want to understand your point. You're saying that if a person sees himself as foundational Black American, but society doesn't see them as foundational Black American, and how did that person come to the conclusion that they were foundational Black American?
Because that's what everybody sees them as.
Okay. So here's the thing about when you use the term see, or do you mean that they know them to be this because of their heritage and their lineage?
No, because what they present as every day is what you see, what your eyes see is somebody who's, foundational, even though they don't identify as that, or they don't want to disidentify themselves with whatever their parent is. Or say, well, my parent is white, so I'm not gonna,
Oh, I understand what you're saying.
say I'm not this. I'm gonna put that person, that parent aside.
So you're saying if a child has a parent who's, let's say, white,
Yeah.
and they're of mixed heritage. You got a white parent and a black parent.
Yeah.
The child decides to identify as what? White or black?
Whatever color they look most like. If they look most like white and they grow up in a white society, but outside of that bubble where they live, they're seen as black.
I get what you're saying. So basically, you're telling me that you have a person who is black, but they want to identify as white. And
Yeah.
the thing about a lineage question, we don't have to answer that question. What is your lineage? What is your father's lineage? How far can he trace his lineage back? Let's say your mother's white, she's Irish. Okay, fine, she's Irish.
Yeah.
300-400 years, but your father can trace his roots back to Georgia in 1820. So he's clearly a foundational Black American. Your mother is an Irish white woman, but you have foundational Black American lineage, and you might be fair skinned, light skinned, whatever. We've had people like that before. We call them passing. Pass. But your lineage is still your lineage. Now, if you decide at some point to pass and just basically hold yourself out as white, or maybe you marry somebody who is white and they have kids, and the next thing you know, you all look
white.
Any old white person. If you deep enough, you have foundational Black American lineage, but because you've been living white, your experience, and see, this is it. The lineage is lineage. I get that, but if you're living white for generation after generation, then I don't think it's fair if we're talking about reparations that person should get reparations.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I don't, because see, here's what's gonna happen. They got this thing called the $5 Indian, where you had a lot of white folks who had one great grandfather that was a Navajo, and then they show up in line saying I'm Native American, proof or not, So if you are a foundational Black, let's say you're a white person. This is 2026. You white presenting. You look white. Your mama's white, a white presenting. Your daddy looks white. You find out your great grandmother was a Black woman from Mississippi.
Yeah.
So you have foundational Black American lineage, but because you've been holding yourself out as white for 3, 4, 5 generations, I don't know if that counts. You see?
It should.
There's a young lady who played in the movie Sinner. She was a little light-skinned girl that played the vampire. Did you see the movie Sinner?
No, I did not.
But she did some research and come to find out she has Black American lineage in her. But she's white. She looks Latina. She does not look like like I would, she doesn't look Black to me, at all. But she does have lineage. I don't think she, in my opinion, but I don't know. I guess that would be something that the generations who come after us will have to determine. But very interesting question that you brought up. But I don't know. I'd like to hear from you all. But is there anything else you want to criticize me on? Anything you want to
your Instagram or YouTube videos that you play? Yeah, like you cut them off sometimes and say family friendly. Yeah, good idea, because they do sometimes go a little bit long, and I'm like, we're about to be demonetized.
Right. So, and I'll tell you a little trick here. So what happens is, if you hear a bunch of F-bombs, all of this stuff is read by AI. And so when I say family friendly, then AI will say family friendly, and it'll offset the curse words.
Oh, okay.
So I have in the chat room saying family friendly, and I'll say family friendly, and so AI is here. F-bomb, family friendly. MF, family friendly.
Okay.
Family friendly. And so that's why I'm able to keep my channels
So
monetized.
they cancel each other out.
They cancel each other out because the AI is well, this is family friendly. They're saying family friendly. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, okay.
That this is a family friendly broadcast, and then I can still get a little because they ain't giving me no super chats. Clearly, I got 11 super chats. They ain't trying to pay for none of this, Mo. You understand what I'm talking? I'm just out here talking.
Yeah.
I can be upstairs getting the foot rub from my wife, and I'm down here talking with them family. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I see.
And another thing I used to do is I used to misspell when I had a really tough topic. I would misspell some stuff and put it on my post, and invariably there would be people who would come in and say, "Oh, you misspelled the word."
Right.
I'm like, I did it on purpose, but a lot of people don't understand that because they just, they don't get the point. You understand what I'm saying? Phonetically, it sounds exactly like what I.
Like I'm saying, right.
But folks want to have a reason to criticize and so on and so forth. But yes, I'm glad you asked that question. I hope that clarifies why we say family friendly.
Right. It does.
Thank you so
much. That's
I
good to know.
Yeah.
Okay, well, keep up the good work. Yep.
Thank you so much. What else? What would you like me to talk about that I haven't already?
Well, about these, I want to say this generation that does not.
Uh-oh. You lost Mo. Mo, just let me know what you want to talk about. Shout out to Rodney Roberts. All right, well, I put the link in the chat room. I had a couple people come in. I didn't get enough criticism. I'm going to have to do something outlandish so I can get some more critics in here. But anyway, thank you, Robert. Thank you, everybody who contributed to the Super Chat, the Cash App, and the PayPal. If you all are done with me, I'm going to go ahead and ease up out of here. Okay? God bless you all. I love you. And as always said, this time, this is Uncle B. And I hope you enjoyed the Saturday night fight. And I am out.
Dennis Burley Podcast. Hit the like button, subscribe.